kind of Twitch channel has a commercial this long? Oh wait.
Hi, everybody!
Hi.
Welcome to an all-new episode of SCNS Plays D&D.
Hello!
So, hello! For the echo.
Jason's
Just checking sound.
Just checking sound.
making sure that we actually turned it on this side. Which, valid.
And how is it that my mic is like a foot away from me and it's...
Your voice carries, and that's not a bad thing. It just carries.
In the exact way that mine does not.
Exactly. We have total opposites on the other side of the table, and I love that. What did
You
you
guys
do?
are enlightened centrists, is that the deal?
Which is audible at a normal level.
Yeah, since the last time we played, Cass had a baby, and that baby, now that he's in high school, Cass has more free time. I got divorced for the 4th time. Well, I got married 4 times and divorced 4 times. And that was
a rough time for you.
Yeah. Well, the first one and the second and the 4th a little bit.
Mia murdered somebody and went to prison.
True.
Yeah.
I even did a long stint.
Yeah.
I
Got
developed,
really swole.
I did get
Yeah.
That's true.
I developed and kicked my habit to cocaine. I've had time to go to rehab.
Yeah.
That's what you meant by your Iron Man face.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I was the one that she murdered. I came back from the dead. I taught
Wow.
myself necromancy.
Nice.
Science.
Did you have your dad help you by running you over with buses? It's always
You
helpful.
can't
Spoilers for
teach
something.
yourself necromancy.
You're already dead.
It's too late to learn once you've passed.
And yet here I am.
Exactly.
You can do anything.
My ghost
If you work
learned
hard.
Women can do
necromancy
Okay.
and brought my
That's
body back, so my ghost is
That's like
possessing
some
my dead
Doctor
body.
Strange stuff right there.
Anything is possible.
You can teach yourself. You just can't start too late.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it does make sense that your ghost would be possessing your zombie.
Isn't that kind of always what's happening?
I think your
my
ghost
my soul is
possessing
always
your
possessing me. Yeah.
body. I think that's just what 2020 was.
Yeah.
True.
All right.
So true. Bestie.
Anyway. Hang on.
I think I need to log in and change our ad manager or something. I think it's fucked up.
On Twitch?
Yeah.
Do we have any control over that at all?
Yeah, we should.
That would be weird. Yeah, so welcome back. Sorry. I don't have the website open.
We're a little bit rusty. It's fine.
Are we saying a little bit?
No, we're gonna go with a little
We're
bit.
extremely rusty.
I guess time will tell. Let them find out on their own.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just about to say, it's like the play I was in college. It was called Rust. It was not a good play.
It wasn't called Rust.
Kat thinks it was called Dirt because, I don't know. I think just to be rude to me, but has always called it Dirt. It was called Rust. It was about the decline of the car industry.
I was thinking that it might have been about
Do you
the
want one of us to
oxidation
make
of
that
metal.
change? Okay.
No, y'all can't. Sorry. It's Twitch and their stupid ad manager is running ads every 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Wait, but
I'm
if
not
you're clicked
seeing.
on the
I'm not
live-
seeing any ads at all.
If you're clicked on the live broadcast, there shouldn't be any ads at all.
Yeah, I'm on the live broadcast. I haven't had a single ad.
Oh, okay.
I am hooked in to this cord.
We wanted to make sure you didn't float away.
Well, the trouble is that if I continue to not float away, I will yank Jason's charger out of the wall or his phone off the table.
Oh, don't worry about that. You can unplug that charger. I don't need it.
Well, now I've already fixed it. We
Okay.
have to leave it that way.
Well, never mind.
You just wrap the cord around the base of the chair over and over. I'm recharging.
While he's doing that, do you have to stop the broadcast and start it again, or are you just changing?
I think it should be fine.
Anyway, while he's messing with that, if you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourself, give out your socials if you want, and who your character is.
I'm Brana. I'm Cora, but I play Brana, who is an
Who's
Aasimar.
playing who here?
Who is an Aasimar rogue. Not my Twitch pool. My Twitter handle and Instagram handle both are Corodono Art, where you can find all sorts of things that are art related, Suikoden related, and whatever my hyper focus is for this week.
Final Fantasy.
Hello, my name is
Should be good.
Octavia. I'm a high elf monk. As for me, my name is Cass. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at the Good Cass, and Octavia has no socials.
It's true.
She's a very private person, so she likes to keep her socials on the DL.
I
I
scratched
think when you
everyone's
say
head coming
socials,
back.
I'm thinking
She has no social. She has no social.
Because she is not social.
She's not social. She's extremely not social.
She's limited on the social skills. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. My name is Mia. I play Ronnie, a Air Ganassi Ranger, and you can find me running through the forest on a full moon. Yes, always
Howling?
naked, always howling.
So are you a werewolf?
You don't have to be a werewolf. You can just be having fun.
You could be a weird turkey.
Mind your business.
Gonna have to put some trail cams out there. I'm Jason the X. I play Alabroth Jarud, a Dragonborn cleric. Pleasure to meet you all.
And I'm Kat. You can find me, you usually can't, on Instagram and Twitter at BetterCat. That's it. And you can find SCNS Live on all platforms, pretty much. Pretty much any platform at SCNS Live.
And
And-
supercoolnurture.com.
Yes, where we post stuff like, hey, we watched Nope. It was crazy.
It was so good.
It was real good.
So good.
Thank you, Jordan Peele. Just thank you.
It's very good.
Everything he does is magical. You know what I could do? Is
Well, you
turn-
do need to see it because I told her, but I haven't told y'all. It was the only time that I was watching like YouTube, a commercial came on, and I didn't skip it as soon as the little option came
Mhm.
up. So that's like high praise for me.
It is. And I did not watch any trailer. I've only seen the movie poster. And I refuse to look up anything about this movie.
You should not.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, you're good.
Big-
That's what I
Spoilers
did.
from
It
trailers.
was wonderful.
Although I've been told that I haven't gone back and watched the trailer yet because I want to know how bad the spoilers were, but not before I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was good. It
So-
was good. So, supercoolnerdshow.com. So,
So what happened last time to you?
well, what did happen last time?
we got, oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, we played Egg Hunt to find the king.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we did it.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't that at all.
Without,
How many
without
eggs?
waking
How many
the
eggs?
big
Not
scary
very
dragon.
many. Yeah.
How many?
I think
It
it
was
was
the first round.
It was,
yeah.
the first
I
one.
almost burst
Wow.
into tears.
Yeah.
I'm so
No,
excited.
Like, that was a very anxious but fun time, but we did it. We got out of the cave that we were in looking for him, and everything was all happy-go-lucky until the king wanted to go back in to save his son, and was about to run back in there until,
We were like, no, bad idea.
yeah, Ember, thank you so much. I don't know why I keep forgetting her.
It's been months.
Ember was like, I will take him back.
She's my best friend.
Y'all go have fun. So now we're waiting outside the cave to go back inside.
All right.
And that's what I remember.
It doesn't look like we took like a short rest outside,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, which makes sense because we used that time to like talk to the king and stuff.
and Kat's probably like they got it on the first one. These sons of bitches.
Yeah.
And I like that all of you guys are so stressed you're confused that your hit points are full. Like, that's where I want you.
I believe I
Even
used a spell slot.
yeah, that's why I didn't mind that the battle ended because it wasn't a bad. There was no combat, but it felt
It felt like
stressful. So that's good.
It was also really fun. It It's like that rubber duck game that they have at the carnival where like you pick up the duck and you get a prize based on the color. Except if you don't pick the right one, you could die.
Well, I think I hit y'all with Bless right before at like 3rd level.
You were so smart. Alabroth was smarter than Alabroth normally is, and you chose not to move.
Yeah.
My dice behaved.
Your dice behaved.
Alabroth has a disadvantage on all stealth rolls. Nope. Just gonna stand here.
Chainmail. It's like
Alabroth did the smartest thing.
Just walking by, like one of the eggs would just break open. Just
Well, even if you weren't wearing like heavy armor that would be noisy, I feel like if you breathe too much, it would be really loud.
yeah, I mean this guy's huge. So.
he breathes acid, so he's got to have gas, right? It's got to be part of it.
It's very personal. Anyway.
Either that or he's never had gas in his life.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure with what he eats, which is everything he is able to consume.
You know, that is true.
Like remember, I
And I
think
guess
like,
human
it's not
beings
so
have
much
acid in their
gas
stomach.
as like some acid reflux.
I don't think there's any.
Yeah. I like it.
He has to prepare
Extremely
Tums.
dumb. Thank you.
He has to prepare Tums
Anyway.
every
Yeah.
morning. Anyway, that's so then what happened at the very end?
We agreed to go back inside.
Who did?
We.
Well,
The strong guys.
so now that the king is gone, we don't really have to go back in there, do we? I'm just,
Well,
You want to leave the kid there to die?
I'm joking. Of course, we're going back in there.
Kids.
There are 3, and you know, and I'm just reminding your character. Obviously, like it's been a
I
couple
thought there
months,
were only 2 sons.
but there are 3.
How do all 3 of them get caught? It's very inept.
Well, they are.
Are they children?
Well,
Oh, they're the
Royals.
small versions. Okay.
They're also, not used to hardy life on the road like we are.
Royals are very pampered.
Huh. These human children, you think they can... Almost sounds like they can't even walk after they're born.
They can't.
Oh, that is a thing. Yes. The kind of life cycle. Well, ours, I guess, are very bad. Can't walk.
Oh, no,
can't
I
feed
understand.
themselves.
Of course they're not able to walk right after being born. It takes a few minutes. Like with Dragonborn.
Oh no, it takes a few
Yes.
years for us.
Years.
Ooh.
Actually, longer.
That is quite
I
unfortunate.
didn't start walking until I was like 2.
2 months.
1, 2.
Days.
Yes. Years.
It's not important.
I'm
We
going
need-
to take a small rest before we go back in there. I did use a spell slot for everyone. Wait,
You're not going to get it back.
short rest?
You guys went out there. You talked. If you want to extend your time even by like 15 minutes, you'll get a short rest by the end.
Yeah, I think
I don't
I'm
know if
already.
that helps anybody, but
Helped me. But
Okay.
did you use them?
One of you cast light on my shield before he went in, but it should be still going.
Ronnie, roll
It's at will, yeah.
history check for me.
So the other children, are there any eggs?
I got a nat 20 on that. Plus 1 is 21.
We'll do a
I
light.
have never rolled a nat 20 on my first thing before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, since when
That's
do
a
I know shit?
That's a shot right there.
this is more just you remembering, so in some ways it kind of tracks. You remember that your dad said something one time about not having to worry about you learning to walk. And he said it when you were pretty young, and it never occurred to you till just now that's because you've apparently been able to levitate pretty much from the beginning. And you kind of, with the nat 20, you remember him telling you a story about when you were trying to learn to walk, and he looked up and you started to fall and he started to reach for you. And then you just kind of propped yourself back up and just dragged yourself like a little balloon slowly across the floor.
just a completely upside down baby. Just
I have like Jack in my head a little
Yeah,
bit.
absolutely.
Like magic baby. But you're like, other people had to learn to walk.
I'm going to tell you that story as I remember it. But I'm not going to tell you unless you overhear
You're
it.
pulling me off to the side to tell me your
No,
baby
I'm
story?
I'm just standing next to you. I'm like, is that not how everyone learns? I did not have to wait until I was 2 to walk.
No,
I think I just floated.
now that's self-preservation right there.
Why?
Why did I float?
Why? Yeah. I mean, it's important to learn to walk.
Yeah. I'm sure I learned to walk at some point because I can do it now. But
I suppose that's true.
If I might, there are children inside.
Extremely bad priorities, though.
The children.
You should learn to walk before you learn to levitate. You know,
Cast rolling or Octavia roll an insight check.
that's really good. 22.
So Octavia, while she's talking about that, has a sudden insight into herself as she sees that thing starting to come back already, where it's like there are people who are magic people and there are people who aren't, and feeling so like weirdly almost aggressive about it.
Yeah.
That, and you wonder how much projected insecurity you might have on the day to day.
So here's what she does. That's very poor. That's so cool. We should go back inside the cave.
And then rescue the children.
Not Ronnie rolling inside.
wait, hold on. 15.
I think with the 15, and Octavia, tell me if this is accurate. I feel like with a 15, what you do realize is that Octavia's making strides towards trying to be more open to different experiences. Is that? Yeah.
I'm going to follow everyone inside, but I will say, for the record, I don't think I learned to levitate.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, I think that makes sense.
But I'll go ahead and continue with your 21, 22, whatever that.
Yeah.
That you're like, okay, lots of magic isn't different from the
Magic's
world.
everywhere. It's fine.
They're different, and I already knew there were different ways that people come about it. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's not bad that I learned to
It's
walk.
All right.
So it's late afternoon. The sun will be setting in a couple hours, which of course it's going to get colder here as the sun goes down. But you have a couple hours. What is your plan? What are you guys gonna do?
I mean, there was a big.
Sorry, important context. And Alabroth would know. It would probably take a couple weeks to examine every part of the mine. It would take about 4 days to canvass pretty thoroughly. And it would take 2 days to do every main corridor. Did I say 4 days and 2 days?
Yes.
Yeah. Ish.
Weeks.
So
4 days, 2 days.
Okay,
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So
4 or 5 days and 2 days. And there can be variants in between.
we followed the only track back that I saw, like, tracks on, but the shallow part of the cave system was pretty well trod. Not necessarily just from the watch.
Oh, we got to complain. Our audio is only coming from the right side.
Oh.
I'll let y'all do that. Sorry.
I didn't know our song.
So, do you want to go to sleep real quick?
Took a little nippy nap. Take a little nippy nap.
No, I can fix this.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
So there was one path that went fairly deep where we didn't.
I only noticed one path that went deep into the cave, and that's where we found the king. The early, the beginning parts, There were a couple of like things off to the side that those were they had more tracks, nothing particularly notable about that because the watch does come through there. However, that would mean that if you're trying to hide those tracks, it would be a good place to hide them if you were confident that they would not be noticed by the watch. The alternate being that they might be all the way back where the king was, which I'm hoping is not the case. But I could have also missed something. I don't think I did, but I might have.
You did find him on a branch, but it wasn't much of one. Like, it was one branch off the main thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you went down the main thing for most of the time, and then you heard a sound. That way.
So there was still a path going forward when that happened?
There was. And that's why and Alabroth explains to you, that's why the 2 days is because there is quite a bit more main path.
Okay.
Yeah, we were following the only track that led back that far. That I noticed.
Yeah.
And I will say, you recall also, and this is just additional, but you recall, and it actually did come up in the session, that there was a breeze coming from that big room.
Where the king was, or
Mhm.
breeze?
There was a breeze. It's just that Ronnie specifically knows that it may not be the only entrance into the cave. It probably doesn't require additional exploration. Probably. That room was pretty much the end of that corridor that you saw.
Okay.
But the breeze indicates that there may be another way that people enter right there.
Which is not unusual
Or
because
something enters right there.
there's usually some kind of venting type of thing because anything that makes those structures has to be coming in somehow. It could be filtering through, but not always. Sometimes there's additional ways in, like cracks in the earth above or additional actual constructed paths in.
Okay.
You're less concerned about investigating all those ways than you are about the possibility that something comes back. So
Yeah.
you don't think there's a lot of additional exploration to be done, but it does put you in a situation where you have to watch your backs, I guess. You know what I mean?
For days, though?
Huh?
For days.
For days.
Force the fist bump.
Just doing a cursory glance of the place where they might be would take days.
Yeah, a couple days, no matter what.
Okay. I guess we have to start somewhere.
The egg room might be a
Start at the back and then come forward?
I would say it's probably a better idea to do a very, very thorough search of the stuff up at the front because then we don't have to worry about whatever it was that was back there until, we don't have to spend
Yeah.
multiple days worrying about whatever was at the back there.
We
We
couldn't
knew there was
see-
something back there.
Yeah, we couldn't see what's in the eggs, but we know that there's a dragon around here, correct?
The king did mention a dragon.
Yeah, he said that the bad guys might have wanted the dragon involved in his murder.
And he said
For
the
some
dragon had been
reason.
there.
So the dragon had been there. Okay. So I guess start at the front because we know that this person thing whatever can do illusions. So I guess start at the front and hope we're more perceptive than your average
There.
That's ridiculous.
watchman. Yes,
So,
your
that's
average
fair.
like human.
Are humans the guards that like patrol through here?
It's just the most basic that I could come up with. Your average human.
Should we go to...
There's you know that the guards are not usually human. They have a good mix. At first it used to be kind of a dragonborn thing, and then they were like, wait, a lot of the miners they were using were very small people. Dragonborn have limited access to a lot of your father's security team is kind of comically split, mostly between Dragonborn and goblins.
So I guess, yeah, go in and do the old maze trick. Put your hand on the wall.
Oh, I thought you said mace.
Maze.
If you will be
Maze?
so good as to take point
Got it.
again.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take point.
We'll want to stay as quiet as possible still.
I'll be in the back.
It's a good idea.
Yep, and I'll take the front.
Okay, so you guys head back in. Who's in between?
I'm right behind Octavia
I'll be next to Elra.
because I assume you wanted to be closer to the back.
I mean, it does
Archer.
defeat the purpose of my ability to scout, but it does make it where I can actually shoot in combat immediately.
We can switch.
It does not matter.
Okay.
This the early part of the cave is so like crisscrossed with tracks it's not readable.
Fair enough.
That is true. Yeah, so you're able to backtrack fairly. That's what you're starting with doing, right? Like kind of tracking through the main. Are you really thoroughly searching from with the left hand?
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think to do. So.
Okay. So you start doing that. You do know from being in here that searching every part is the very thorough one, the weakest one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm
Okay.
just confirming.
I think I've missed something.
We're doing the weeks one, I think, because the really thorough one, because I don't know what other choice we have.
Yeah.
No, we're just it's a rescue mission, so okay, let's hit that first room.
Yeah.
And hope you don't like anger a dragon.
Okay. So you head in as before, like the initial, it's like a big bubble at the very beginning. And so like you walk through that, you make it about probably a couple 100 feet past that before there's the first little offshoot. And we're not going to go through every single second of this because like for the first couple of hours, like nothing crazy happens. You eventually, and I'll just say, just because Ronnie was talking about this before, Ronnie reminds them to stop so he can look for tracks before tracking down new corridors, and you don't see anything that you would find unexpected.
Okay.
It's a lot of like little blunt-ended little alleyways, and you know that you can't become lost except by magical means, but you also know that there's a certain point where you can't become lost, but there's a point where if you weren't tracking it, the only thing you could do is backtrack, and you can't. Go ahead and roll me a survival check. I want to see how well you can construct the area maps in your head.
14.
Okay, so you feel pretty confident most of the time. Sometimes you know that there's got to be like shortcuts that you could use, but you can't construct it to find new ways through. You just always know you could get back out. Yeah, in fact, for the first like afternoon, you make it, I think maybe. How stealthy are you trying to be?
I am being as quiet as possible.
Which for you still means normal pace.
Yes, for me that means a normal pace. I am stopping regularly to let them catch up to me because they cannot move stealthily at speed.
Yeah. So I guess.
So do you have a light up there?
I would have had to have a light.
Okay. There's light cantrips between you guys. You can work it
Yeah.
out. Like,
I can't cast it, but I know 2 people who can.
Buck, do you have light now?
No, I can create a small puff of wind.
I was just curious. Like, I know the two of you have it.
Harmless sensory. Hold on, it's reloading. Harmless sensory effects relate to air, earth, fire, or water. So I can create a shower of sparks.
That's cool. Pretty.
Fireworks.
I did it.
So the first rest of that day, nothing really of note happens. How late do you guys keep going? What do you do?
Apparently, we can't go into the night because we will freeze to death. It's running an ad. That's weird. Have you seen an ad?
I see.
Going. I think we started out in the morning, so probably nightfall, right? Heading back out, or we'll freeze to death.
What I mean, like, it's kind of up to you guys what your approach is. The answer is that you're going to freeze to death.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold.
Well, the thing is we're in a cave system. It's already cold.
Yeah.
How
long does
and
it take
it's already really dark in there. Where we may not know unless someone has like a sense for how much time has passed.
That's fair. How long does it take to get back down the mine? Can we go stay at Alabras and then come back every time?
It took you, I think, most of the morning to get there.
Okay.
I know you stopped to eat lunch before you went in. I just
Yeah.
don't know if you had other activities that morning, but I don't think you did.
I don't think so either. So we could go back and rest. I don't know if the king would like that, but I don't think he thought it would be.
He's going to have to understand.
Yeah, I think maybe some kind of a camp, maybe in the early parts of the mine. Just hopefully we don't wake the dragon. But if guards go in there all the time, then
What is the current guard situation? They weren't there.
One came through earlier while we were doing stuff. I thought they did.
No, there were references to it. You know that it's not Alabroth. You know that there have been guards up here. You're not incredibly clear on how often. You know that this mine was shut down earlier than a lot because it was more dangerous, but you don't know what all that means. So it could have been a month, maybe at most, since guards came through. Or it could have been, well, Ronnie knows it's not within the last week, let's say, even with the well-worn footprints, but you don't know how thorough they're being.
So we probably need to get out. So
Okay. And you guys know this before you make a decision about it. You know that, like, if you wanted to get back down the mountain while it was light, then you don't get a lot done this day at all. Because, well, you actually probably couldn't get back down there when it was light. To avoid being a long time climbing a mountain in the dark, you would need to leave within a couple hours.
Which is what I would suggest that we do.
go back down in the daylight.
we can get more information from the king.
At the very least, go back down before it's completely dark.
Go back down. Is that what we want to do? Is come up here every day for just a couple hours, look around as much as we can? Or do we want to try to camp up here?
I think we should go all the way back in.
I don't think we should camp up here. maybe we can find somewhere to stay that's close-ish.
The first hour of you guys leaving was leaving the city. So you could cut into that time somewhat by finding an inn, and there are inns like very close to the edge of town because he came up from the bottom of the 3 tiers and where his family home was, and then to the middle tier where you guys were, and then all the way around and all the way up. He has a map somewhere, but like, yeah, an hour to get through the town. So you could shorten it to about 2.5, 3 hour journey up and down every day. You could take another hour off that in camping, but you'd still be fighting the cold pretty heavy. It wouldn't be as dangerous from other things.
We could probably get some warm clothes as well for when we're in there.
Makes sense.
And we're heading back.
Going back down the mountain.
Okay. Everybody roll me 1 low DC dex saving throw, just to make sure.
A lot. Upper 26.
20.
Dirty
DC
20.
was 27.
Hang
Dirty
on,
20.
Bring up a modifier on that, so I was messing with the Twitch stream. That ain't good. That was a 2.
Your dex isn't great, is it?
3.
I'm next to him. I will help him.
Yes, because all 3 of you rolled crazy high, and it takes a little bit of all 3 of you because Dragonborn, giant Dragonborn. At one point, he actually just maybe even it could be possible that he was even bragging about how well he knew the mountains when he just slips and almost eats it on a rock. And you guys are all like, whoa!
Not my proudest moment, but okay.
Wow.
You all have shoes and whatnot. I lick the claws.
You have claws on your feet?
I have no excuse for
Has-
this. I just don't.
Okay.
I slipped.
With the 3, you slipped on wood too, so it really feels like you should have been able to grip them.
It's like, have you ever seen a cat cannot get purchase on the floor?
On a very well varnished and very slick floor, yes.
Immediately, for some reason,
I've seen a cat
because of-
not be able to get purchase on stone.
You think of shoot, what is her name? Nope. You have Mac's wife and how graceful and beautiful
Yeah.
and effortless everything she does as a level 14 fighter is. And you're like, cats that can't get purchased, whatever. It's not a real problem.
I think her name was Sylvie.
I think it was.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's a silver bangle.
I can't find, but yeah.
I got
her
to
name.
Cindy and I was like, it wasn't right.
It's not Cindy.
So, because the rest of you rolled so high, you make it back even like a little bit faster. So it's kind of, it's like 7:30 p.m. 8 maybe. So it's been dark an hour and a half or so. But like, yeah. Do you do anything when you get back in the city?
I don't want to do anything. I want to go back up the mountain as soon as we can.
I want to eat.
Okay. Find an inn closest to the.
Close to the edge, like it's you have 2 options. You have the Mountain View Lodge, which is insanely expensive, and it's where the nobles would stay when they went to go inspect their mines. I've got the Mask of Zorro in my head, where it's just like,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Briefly off topic, what are the odds that right then my stomach would have growled?
I want to eat.
You're so
Foley
in
work.
character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Octavia, can you send a message to your mentor to ask her what the situation is with the king?
Maybe. I'm going to
You have
cast a
the-
message, and I'm going to point it directly up.
Sure.
Oh.
I don't know how this works.
I don't think it's line of sight.
I don't know where she is.
What'd you say?
She went back to my. We told her to take the king back to
I'm
my
gonna
parents.
point in Alron's direction and be like, is the king
Roll
there?
a survival check. I want to see if you know what direction his home is.
Okay, this is pretty good. All my survival, I forgot, was amazing. 23.
Yeah, you know exactly what direction it's in.
Because your
So I
wisdom
point
is
in that
high.
direction, and then I do it, and then I'm like, I think I have to be closer than this.
Thought you communicated further with this.
No, it's pretty close. It's 120 feet.
It's probably out. I was curious
That's
what's.
the range on it?
On message.
On message the cantrip, yes. On sending, the 3rd level spell is infinite. Octavia doesn't know that. Cass knows that.
We could tie a note to one of my arrows and I could shoot it further than that.
The advantage of message is that, only the other person can hear you.
Yeah.
And
I think I would have to
far.
go. I can go talk to Ember and the king, I suppose.
Do we really want the king to know that we left his children there without?
What choice do we have?
The man was quite worried. We could go directly and talk with him and find out exactly the circumstances to his kidnapping.
He seemed nice. I don't think he would expect us to wander some dangerous mines
Then
with
we
a
should-
dragon in them in pitch dark.
He didn't know how long it would take.
Then we should definitely go talk to him.
Okay.
You guys are having this conversation on the outskirts of town near the inns, the other one of which is called It's Mine Now, because friends, and is
I'm writing that.
very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 extremes in the inn, is what I'm saying. The inn's up there. But both of them this time of year have lots of room available.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
It's called It's Mine Now.
In quotations. There we go.
Mhm.
So we would rather just go to the inn instead of speaking with the king?
I would rather get back to it as soon as we can. Which,
You know that, that's why it's an advantage to get there a little bit earlier, is because, you can only start your next day so early. So you have time to do a couple things that evening if you want to. Still go to bed early, still be up before first light, and get a full night.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know that.
Yeah, and we can get up well before first light so that we're at the caves more or less close-ish to dawn, as long as someone is willing to cast light so that we can see.
sounds good.
So are you all
Do-
just you going? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Do we think the king really has any information that he didn't give us, though?
I mean, he's probably a little less shaken up now.
Things were a bit quick. Just
Sure.
What's the plan as far as who's going, who's staying? You can all go. You all have time. Only one of you can go. That's fine too. It's whatever you guys want.
I will say, as Cass, it is a bad idea if Octavia is the only one to go.
Yeah, that's true.
That is an extremely bad idea. Negative to charisma. Bad idea. But Octavia thinks I can go by myself.
I'm an ambassador.
I would certainly like the company. Someone.
Who would you like to go with you?
I'm not going to make that decision.
I'll
I'm
go
not
with
going to do that.
I'll go with you.
Awesome. We're going to go to Albros's house.
Question before y'all leave. Might it be a good idea if Alabroth goes to Alabroth's house?
it is my home. I was going to make this
Yes,
suggestion.
but you were very salty about it last night.
Excuse me.
Didn't your dad notice the whole thing?
Even we have more important things to worry about than my silly family issues.
Okay.
Okay then. Thank you.
And I'll stay with you, I guess.
We've all been that friend. Maybe don't talk to your parents right now.
That's what I was doing.
We have
Yeah.
parental concerns right now. Just,
Let's go.
So who else going? Sorry.
Us two.
We're gonna stay at the end.
Okay.
I just realized how much cat hair I have on me.
You also have a lot of cat hair on you.
Well, that's normal.
When she said cat hair. So you guys head off. You guys, what do you say and do?
I figure we will reserve rooms at the It's Mine Now because I don't have a lot of money.
That will be 1 gold for for 4 rooms, or 5 silver for 2 rooms. So like,
I'm thinking 2
or
rooms.
6 silver for 2 rooms.
I don't need a bed.
No, two rooms. So Alabroth can have a room, and all of us can have a room, and that will be very economical.
And then,
An unused bed in my room. Okay, fine.
as you guys are,
Oh, you need the room for your snoring.
Oh,
This has been well established.
as you guys are checking in, you're pleasantly surprised when they're like, "What size?" And you say room, and they say no, bed. Is it just? It's this kind of sullen-looking dude who's providing excellent customer service, like this half-elf kid with like the emo over one eye.
Oh my god.
And clearly as pale as he could possibly be, like, but his tone is friendly, but you can tell he's not happy to do anything right now. And he's like, "No, the rooms are all the same size. What size are the people staying in? It matters. You know, there are beds that are bigger than other beds."
In the one room, the is it possible to get one without a bed in it?
He's
Genuine
like,
question.
Poor child.
he's sitting there and he's trying to figure out if you could get the beds out of the room.
If it
And
has a bed in
I'm
it,
glad I'm not there for this.
if it would be an inconvenience, like one just needs like the smallest, least obtrusive bed, and then one needs room for 2.
Somebody is walking by and he kind of grabs them and he's like, "Can you help me with this? Because it's a big, bustling tavern." And she looks at it and they talk kind of under their breath for a second. And then he's like, "Oh, apparently that's what Goliath rooms are." So there's, yeah, sure.
Okay, cool, yeah.
But yeah, it's the same cost no matter what. And so yeah, you guys get 2 rooms. They have a communal lock situation, but the communal lock is for like each floor. So, but it's decent. It's pretty busy. You get food and yeah. You guys take off. It takes you almost an hour to get all the way down there. Do you?
I have a plan.
6
You,
silver.
all ears.
So, I don't think we should tell the king that we're there. I think I should message Emma, get her to come out, and then ask her to ask the king if he has any information, and then he tells her, and then she comes back out to us.
My friend, that is very complicated. When we could just speak directly to the man.
Like, if your children were somewhere, right?
Mhm.
And you're sending in the strong guys. Strong guys. Octavia doesn't laugh. Strong guys. Wouldn't you want them to do it? No?
Let's just speak directly to the man.
Okay.
Thank you. I shake my head literally at her one more time and then just continue walking.
Octavia, do you remember in, I think it's Super Bad, at the end of the conversation with Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, Michael Cera pulls his backpack and just, like, goes really, that's what Octavia does.
Kind of embarrassedly storming off.
Exactly.
So yeah, we get back to the compound.
You get to the compound. You look around, kind of stepping into. There's no option. You can stick to the outskirts, but there's a main entrance, and you have to get in that first. As soon as you step inside River, your sister's girlfriend. I forget your sister's name.
Oh, I have notes on like everybody.
It's the blue one, I think.
Hold on.
I have it in my notes too, but my notes are not.
I've got River as the girlfriend
Yeah.
of Mythid.
Mythid.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Good notes, guys.
Yep, Mythid's girlfriend.
Mythid's girlfriend, she sees you and like she's a Triton. She puts her hand on the table and you recognize that it kind of helps ground her and helps her voice project. So effortlessly she's like, Oliver up, and everyone in the compound knows there's no option anymore. Yeah, I don't know what your reaction is to that. If you try to like
probably go right over there where River is. And,
fully behind him.
So you stride over there. She kind of scurries behind with her little backpack, and
Very nice.
within like 30 seconds, you see Ember's head pop out of the room where you were staying last night, your old room, and pops back in. And about a minute later, she and the king both walk out.
okay, that's what I was waiting for. So we go.
They're starting to get ready for dinner and stuff. And you guys roll a perception. Just you two roll a perception check.
Ooh, okay, that's going to be a 19.
10.
With a 10, the king already looks a little bit refreshed. And what you pick up on is that you've seen your dad like be really good at kind of, it's called code switching, basically to a formality level that just nobody employs outside of work usually. And you, with a 19, that's kind of what the king has done. He's code switched into being the king, even with a couple hours. And that's an impressive amount of composure. And he comes out and he's like, he opens his arms and he's like, my friends! He's like, I'm so glad you've arrived. I realized after we left the mountain, we should have at least that night, just tonight, I'll travel back. That's my bad. Where are the others?
Of course, formalities. Your Majesty, they are staying at an inn that is closer towards the edge of town. We plan to set out again to look through the mines. But we need to ask you questions like, what were the conditions of your capture? Did you get to look at your captors at all? How, any details that you can provide us, Your Majesty, it would be greatly appreciated and help us. And did they tell you a motive of why they chose to kidnap you? Did they have a greater plan that they may have leaked?
Well, there's not. He's like, so your friends, they're not coming this evening?
No, we'll be joining them.
Okay, let's eat. And he looks at you and he's like, give me some time, like an hour or so. Let me try and I will recall anything and we can speak.
Yes, of course, yes.
And so, yeah, like there's another community style general family meal that you're used to. Roll an insight check, both of you.
27.
11.
On an 11, you're just impressed that he's pulled himself together so fast. And you're like, I bet he gets as snotty as the people in the court back home. That's got to be what it was. He was too exhausted. No, but you notice that he's gotten somewhat better. And 22?
No, 27.
27. With a 27, you
I rolled a 19, so I got a +8. So.
With that, that's real good. You notice a few different things. You notice that although he does in fact seem more relaxed and at ease, he's solemn, but even a few smiles during dinner. You notice subtler things, like you notice that that your dad, when he joined you for dinner, which is shortly, they sent a message that the king was there, that he actually stands like in a 3/4 position to the king while he eats, with Ember directly on his other side. He's got some PTSD. He needs to be around people that he feels like he can trust, or at least like he needs almost the formality of the structure right now, because he feels very vulnerable. And you do see him, in fact, frequently, like kind of go quieter and phase out a little while he's trying to recall any details that would help. And there's a little bit of panic there. But yeah, after dinner, he sticks around talking to people who want to come up and pay him respects. He's very much a guest of honor. And he sticks around doing that longer than you guys would like. But you're able to get back to, it's the three of you and Ember in Alabroth's room. And he's like, he sits down and he's like, I don't, it's hard to know where anything started, where it happened first, what was happening, because I thought they were my children for a long time. So I don't know when they came around.
He told us that they were pretending to be his children, and then they said that it was strange because his children didn't have eyes anymore, and it was a changeling situation.
Yeah, he's like, I know there was...
Yeah.
When the one who said he was surprised I didn't know, he had very light skin and like white skin and really dark eyes and dark hair and kind of and he sits there for a second. He's like, I don't know, his energy was just upsetting. It was just upsetting. He was so happy. He had this kind of like floppy, like energy to him, and I don't know.
Familiar. I'm familiar.
I don't think it was somebody's familiar.
I'm familiar with that feeling. I do think this is the same person.
It's like at some point in that cave, I realized I don't know how many changelings I've met, and for some reason that's throwing me right now. But yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense. I don't think they're common.
Do I know how common they are?
I don't think anybody can exactly, but they are not like out in common. They're out extremely, extremely uncommon, but you don't know if they're somewhat more common than you think. You had never met one before him that looked like that, that walked around looking like that anyway. But I will say you guys know loosely about the concept of, they call the mirrors, a personality that you would wear pretty much full time. You have one of your required reading books, like just at school, was life from the perspective of somebody who technically was a changeling, but lived entirely in one person.
I'm sorry, what did they call them?
They call them mirrors. At least the one who wrote that book did. And it's used as we would know the term identity, basically. That includes a full look. It could be a voice. He talks about, the guy had talked about how he had started with a voice that he wanted to change later, but he felt like he couldn't, an accent and stuff, so you know that like their voice can be anything they want it to be with a look. That all those factors are decided by them.
I wish there was a way we could expose them for this magic. You can't dispel changeling magic.
No, because it's not even magic,
It's
really.
inherent in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actual shape change means illusion stuff.
We need
doesn't
the
do anything.
glasses from They Live.
By they live, do you mean 13 ghosts?
No.
I've
Well,
never
same
seen They Live.
concept.
Yeah.
Or you can see like spirits. And,
Well, y'all never
So you
watched
can
They
see
Live.
the signs say obey.
It's a movie with Roddy Piper, and he had glasses where he could see these aliens who had integrated into
Can't
society.
help you with that. Can't help
Keith
you
David is
with Matthew Lillard screaming at ghosts.
Okay,
I love that movie.
I love that movie. It's so corny.
I get
I've come to kick ass and shoot bubblegum, and I'm
a
all
lot
out
of
of gum.
bubble gums.
Again, we're just
Vin
not
Diesel, what was his eye coating where he could see the guys in the whole franchise? Pitch Black.
Pitch Black, yeah, but that was just because he could
Chronicles
see
of
in the
Riddick?
dark.
Yeah, Pitch Black was the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Wasn't that followed up with like the Chronicles of Riddick?
Yeah, it was two.
Okay.
but the first one was
It was his
decent.
D&D character. It'd be nice.
Not all D&D characters are good.
So,
Not all good D&D characters translate well to film.
Yeah.
To be gracious.
what are the
Wizard
names?
is hoping you're wrong.
Is there anything unique about the three children we're looking for? That something that only you and they would know?
Has to be. There has to be.
It may come to a point where we'll have to determine who's who.
A name of a pet or I don't know, a game that you used to play?
First punishment they received. That's ingrained in children. It's quite tragic.
My
It's
parents
like
and I
punishment.
used to play the game Roll the Ball.
How about
Quite fun.
what were the
Roll
last
ball.
gifts they received for their last birthdays?
He looks at you for a second and he goes, "Is that the thing fathers would normally know?" That probably is, right?
What? What did you say?
What maybe the last gifts they received for their birthday? Only they would know that.
Gifts.
A gift for their birthday, their damn birthday.
He's like, "No, I'm sure that the kids know, but I have to be able to give you the correct answer."
For their birthday.
Yes, they would know that. And Changeling wouldn't.
You give them something for no reason?
Do you not receive gifts on the day of your birthday?
Of course I do.
Octavia,
Did yours pass by? Anyway,
Octavia writes down birthday gifts.
just some sort of information in case we need to determine a changeling from one of your children. A nickname.
I understand all of
You
that.
understand the concept,
like-
you just don't share anything with your children?
He's like, that's a character, right?
I don't think so, because Octavia doesn't share anything with her parents. I think that you taught them. You taught them how to, I don't know, be a king. Did you teach
He's
them
like, well,
how
not
to do
yet.
that? Okay.
He's like, no, I know. I'm trying to think
Teach
of a
them about
detail.
building.
He's like, about
See, there's
buildings.
a circle, and then there's a square, and they're kind of bunched up into each other. Sorry.
You're doing great. He's like, no, I'm sure. He's like, I outsource everything that does not grow my relationship with them. So the gifts, like somebody did. And yes, I know there is something. Trying to come up with it and see it should be something ideally that hasn't come up recently.
Exactly.
And
I asked a really big question here,
definitely. He sits there for a long time and he's like, we have a handshake.
Oh?
He's like, yeah, dwarves are often not that dexterous when they're born. And they can just, like, when they're learning to walk, it's like, you know, if you're on a hill, you could just watch them, like, tumble down it, like the little kid in Hook. Just roly-poly down. He's like,
Or like Macamee.
so,
Eric!
It's like, so we actively work in dwarven households on dexterity early. So, yeah. He sits there and he's like, he's like trying to like put it back together, but it's been a few years. And after a couple minutes, he's able to show you a little handshake that they had, that kind of ends with like very much the little snake thing. So it was just like an intentionally complicated dexterity exercise. And roll intelligence just to see if it takes a minute to teach you guys or if you pick it up fast.
14.
What is my intelligence? Not too great, actually. It's probably a plus 2. Well, I don't know where that went. I'll take it. It's 16. It's over here.
Okay, with that, like within a couple of minutes, you guys feel comfortable doing it. And
Come here, yo. I got a complicated handshake I want to show you.
he's like,
For real, yo.
he's like, practice it 3 times before you go to bed with each other, and you should remember it always. Actually,
This should be fun teaching to Tyranna. And him having to do it later.
What if they stab us?
He's going to have to verify this handshake as
the
well.
king goes, "That's not part of the original, so you'll know they're lying."
If they
And
stab
he just
us?
kind of half-hearted smile. It is the first joke you've heard him make of any type.
Okay.
Quite good.
Over the next like hour, he sits there and bit by bit, he's able to. You guys are able to put together a timeline. You think that includes the kids had convinced him to take off from the city with them for a day trip. So you feel like it had to be prior to that, probably. Unless they just took advantage, but it doesn't seem likely.
Yeah.
It seems like that's why you would have the kids.
Yeah.
Is because they could do that. So, shortly before, you imagine, he left the city. Which was several weeks ago, like 6 weeks ago. And he feels like, for the first, until around the time they got to the border, he thinks the party was bigger. They kept him blindfolded all the time. In a
Until
bag.
we got to where?
Until way after that.
They unhatched him.
Until they put him in a cave, presumably. They might have taken it off to lead him through.
When did they put the blindfold on?
They put the blindfold on him and all his kids together that first day.
The first day. Okay.
Yeah. But he feels like he heard the sounds of what he would assume to be a party of like 7 or 8, maybe including his real kids, maybe not. He doesn't know. They didn't talk around him much. And then around the time they got to the border, he's a little fuzzy on if it was exactly at the border or not. But around that time, it seemed like they split up. And you guys, it took you guys 2 days to get from the border to Blackrest. But you weren't going like hasty. I
Right.
don't think. He said that he thinks they might have started going a different way at the border than you guys went, but he's not sure. And that he thinks it was only maybe a day before he was in the cave. So he's not sure what happened. It was a very small party. He was in like a cart of some sort, but maybe a very small one. He doesn't know. And then for the last several hours on some sort of toboggan, maybe.
Okay.
And then through the cave on foot.
So,
Actually,
I'm sorry, this is Cass asking, do we have confirmation that the kids are even in the cave?
Well, you never have no.
But why does he think they are?
He doesn't necessarily think they are. Just doesn't really know where to start looking.
But we might find someone in the cave that might know.
Maybe, but
Cave is a good place to start since it's where we found him.
it is. We're just going to spend so long in a cave with no way of knowing.
And if we can find someone, we'll throttle
Tell
them.
me how much of that you impart, like
To the king?
how the conversation goes.
Yeah, I think it tells us just that information. Just says, so how much do you think your kids were in the same place with you?
I have no idea where to even start looking. And I will say, because you were direct, which I feel like is a good moment for her, he tells you to do the lightest search. He basically
okay.
tells you, he's like, I don't know how dangerous it is. I know you can't just yell out in every room. That's not a good strategy. There's a dragon somewhere. But however,
Albroth, did we try detect? You have the thing where you can see where magic is?
Oh, detect magic, yes.
Mm-hmm. Did we try that in the place with the eggs?
No.
Maybe try that, and that way we can see if there's any illusion magic. That way that could speed up our search as well, because we were doing the deepest possible search because you were disguised by magic, and I was scared that they would be behind a hidden wall or a wall that wasn't there.
he's like, and he told you something like this, but he's like, they're not in that room. They probably,
Right.
because I would have heard
But if
them
there
when I
were
called for
illusions
them.
there, then there might be illusions elsewhere.
It's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Did it look like that room looked quite different, right? From the rest of the cave in general.
It had a bunch of eggs in it.
It was the only place there were eggs on the floor.
Yeah.
So, he's like, and it was the only place that you saw gold in the walls. He's like, I don't know. And I don't know. Some of this is going to have to be a decision for yourself. I don't really see them. I don't know. I think the dragon made the egg magic. I think. And I think the dragon's only interested in here.
In the room?
For the most part.
Why do you think that?
Because it's not anywhere else. I don't know. The eggs are in here. The treasure is in here. Like, I don't know. And maybe if other places in the mine look different, then I'm wrong. But like, it seemed like a den or a lair. Like, it's the only place it really felt like that to me. And I think the dragon made the magic because, I think the magic. I think the dragon could see through the changeling's magic. And imagine the changeling would probably know that. Why would you put somebody in here disguised as an egg?
We really should have used dispel. I should have used dispel magic in there.
You didn't know what to dispel it on,
Yeah, it has to be a specific target.
or
Yeah,
a
but it's like-
Because I
specific
think
effect.
we did think of that.
Oh yeah, you
Its
went
range
through
is like
the-
120 feet. You think
Yeah,
the
but
whole
you
room-
have to focus on a specific object. So you could
To
do it egg by
dispel.
egg by egg by egg.
and it wouldn't just like
Nope.
everything. Oh,
You
I don't have enough charges to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
that
Which is
was
why we didn't.
very much how I nitpicked that clever but
Yeah.
technically unusable situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there was a minute where it's like, oh crap, is this going to ruin the whole?
Yeah. Okay.
Just
But
all
yeah,
the
like
eggs
you can
disappear.
detect magic at 30 feet, and you can detect anything that's magic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or you can dispel it at 120 feet. But you have to know, and you may have to
What
roll
you're
for the
looking at.
spell. You have to know the effect or the target.
Yep.
Uh,
Uh-huh. So,
affect a person or target or something like that. Which you could try to dispel illusions in that cave, but you would have to use it twice. Oh, you already did dispel it on that egg. So he's like, you could try dispelling it against an illusion if you know the effect now, which you didn't before. That it was a major illusion, I think.
Okay.
He's like, I feel like I have to start somewhere. And you recognize that when he says I, he means somebody. Like, somebody has to start. But...
Yeah, I can't dispel illusion. But okay, I guess we've gathered all the information we can get.
No.
Well,
as you guys are... Do you have anything else before you wrap up with him?
getting a to-go plate and
You can also dig up warm clothes for yourself if you want.
oh yes, I'm gonna go raid my closet real quick. Very
And
Do you have any short,
nice.
small? Okay.
We could hem it up for you. How's that?
Well, I wasn't just thinking for me, but yes.
Is there a shop near where we are?
there is a shop.
Y'all could probably like split one of my little cloaks, like just
Well, I have a cloak on. One of you, like, I think you gave me yours or something.
somebody gave me one. I didn't have one. So.
Well, I think it
So-
was yours because it was like comically big.
I think
so.
it was, and you cast magic on it
I'm
to
gonna-
warm it up. So she didn't. or
Okay,
they
so
didn't.
I'm gonna go check my room, see if there's anything warmer that I can grab to take with us and put in my pack.
Yeah, you definitely grab stuff for you and your. Let's say your mom gets involved at that point because she knows where everything is in the house, and you're trying to talk to her about whether they have smaller stuff. And as
I mean, we were children once, you know. Some baby clothes still lying around for these humans.
yeah, but it has like spots for all your horns and all your spiky things. It's just weird, odd fitting stuff.
I could prefer.
As you're you guys are doing that. Oh wait, actually, before you break out and you're doing that, like towards the tail end of your conversation with the king, your dad walks in to your old bedroom, which is weird. You can't ever recall him even being in there in the past, and he kind of glances at all of you and nods his head, and then he takes he has a small, like, kind of hand, like almost like a briefcase, but like rounder and more of a bag, and he hands it to the king, and he says and he glances at the king, glances at Ember, and he says, everything else is being handled according to your wishes. And they both nod, and he walks back out, and the king looks at you guys, and he's like, I don't know if this is the right time. I just don't know. But he's like, anyway, your father had in reserves, or was able to acquire from reserves, the reward we spoke of. And kind of unceremoniously, he's like, this is for you guys. Obviously, there's a lot more with my kids. I just don't know, like, what the immediate future looks like, and that's why this is here. So he hands you the whole of the... It just has kind of more traditional handles, like a hobo bag, kind of.
A carpet bag.
Yes. That's nicer.
Put carpets in? Nope, made of.
Made of.
Okay.
It's Mary
But,
Poppins.
like,
What's in
Yeah.
the bag? Sorry.
he's
a
like,
lot of gold.
he's like, it's not... It's the standard. He's like, for a king, it's 1,000.
Standard king ransom. I'm
1,000
sorry.
Gold.
He's like, yeah. He's like, which I understand split between 4 isn't a ton, but like there's also, I think, I don't know what it is for the kids, they're finding out, but there's more too as well. Yes.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you, Your Majesty. We'll divvy it up amongst our party once we get back.
And then you guys, as your mom, you're not able to find a lot from your mom that would be suitable, but when you guys are walking back out, actually, River runs up to you guys, and she's got like 3 or 4 like furs in her arms, and she's like, at first the cold, now I kind of like it. Anyway, I don't know if you guys want.
Thank you.
Thank you,
like,
River.
hands you, and it's like it's natural furs.
Yeah.
It's one of them's like probably rabbit. Probably, I don't want to talk about what animals the fur is.
Yeah.
It's real fur. It's very warm. It's decently made.
Thank you very much. This will help us.
And she's like, Alabra, can I talk to you for 1 second?
Yes, of course.
So she pulls you to the side, and she's like, your sister's kind of not very traditional about things. We're not traditional, you know. So I don't want to like ask your dad because I feel like he wouldn't like it. Can I marry your sister? Is that okay with you? I don't
I'm
know.
sorry. Could you please?
I thought maybe I should ask somebody, but like the youngest.
I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear you from all the way up here, and I kind of leaned down. Could you say that once more?
Yeah, your sister is really hot, and I love the way we fuck each other. Can I marry her, please?
I grabbed this precious child.
I didn't like how you said it, though.
She's like, is it?
I
She
give her-
hugs you back hesitantly. She's like, is that a yes? Is that
That
okay?
is most certainly a yes.
What are you talking about?
Mind your business.
Okay.
She goes, I'm gonna marry his sister.
That
Your
business is
sister
now yours.
standing not that far away, and she goes, "You're gonna what?" And
Congratulations, and then
runs and like tackles her, and then they don't care who else is there. They're just making out with the crowd.
I get out of the way when that happens.
You
Just go,
stay long enough to see a ring come out.
No, I get out of the
Like,
way of
Yeah, there you
everyone.
go.
But they pause for a split second. She goes, "Yes!" And then they go back to making out. You're sure.
Early calls for celebration.
Brings back memories. Let's go.
What?
I go over to my sister and drop this. I kind of just put my hand on her shoulder. Congratulations.
She turns purple when
She's-
she blushes because
she's-
she's blue.
She's quite wonderful.
They both say "I know" at the same time.
Aww.
It's very cute. And yeah, seems like your sister's engaged.
I'm clearly very happy about this, as we're like probably gushing like the whole. Well, it's not gushing, but
Just
shit-eating rain
Glowing.
the whole way back to the end. Just like my sister's getting married. This is wonderful news.
she's pretty special. So yeah, you guys head back.
And we need to fill everybody in on everything.
You're all able to recount and recall, and it's you see the relief on the only for a couple of days thing.
Were we all like pretty broke too? I think we were all pretty broke.
Yeah, you guys all were pretty broke. Do you divide the gold between you guys?
Oh, I'm gonna get to that. Where do we want to talk about this? Do we want to talk about this in the open with everybody, or do we want to?
Probably in the inn room.
Probably in the room, yeah.
One of the
Okay.
rooms.
Let's. I guess we make it back, and where would you guys be?
We would be in the tavern area eating.
Oh, well, I got a doggy bag on the way out, but I'll still probably eat something again because.
And
You
you're
also had dinner.
Huh?
Got a doggy bag, and you're gonna eat again?
Well, I probably ate the doggy bag on the way back.
Okay.
It is an hour
Everywhere
away.
Alabrock goes, he's like, I could eat.
I mean, there's.
Trying to hibernate, probably.
Brothers like that, yeah.
As we get back, I'll probably join them. We got some information from the king. We actually have a way to confirm if one of the children is who they say they are, instead of one of the changelings.
All
Hibernate.
any of the children.
how are we going to do that?
It's a secret handshake.
Ooh.
I know, quite clever. And also, we got a reward that we're going to split with everyone. It is 20 gold
Nope.
per person.
Nope.
I'm kidding.
Do you
we got
open the bag and show them?
No, I'm telling them. I'm not waving any money around. And I don't know these people. We're in the shitty inn,
Mhm.
Yeah. But
Doc,
yes,
there's a
there
reason I'm asking.
was. And I do say it low. There was a reward to find. We'll be splitting it up. I was kidding about the 25.
I figured.
A little humor. Anyway, but yes, and we're not going to do the handshake out here. We're going to do it upstairs. Have you all noticed anything since you've been here?
Have we?
Anyone following you too closely or a bit in your business?
Roll a perception check, guys. That were there.
Ooh,
Not you.
Not terrible.
I don't know what to make.
I've lost the ability to read. 1 second.
Oh.
Okay, 16.
18.
Oh,
Okay, you feel pretty confident that no, nothing crazy has happened. You are starting to learn to recognize like looks that are pointedly suspicious or whatever, ominous, versus ones that are just like, you guys are weirdos with the white out eyes.
I mean, Bronna's perfect for that
Oh,
because they were like,
perfect.
oh, they're not paying any attention.
Yeah, they're
You can't
like,
see anything.
you get the looks, but you can isolate them into just like, oh, just because we look real different. I get it.
Yeah,
This happens
we did
everywhere.
pick the two that looked real different.
And nobody looks normal here.
That's true. That is true.
They do seem to move on a little faster than they do in Lacris, though. And it's interesting. They clearly have a lot of diversity within their community. It's almost like that could be a good thing. Help.
I feel like that was pointed at me.
So, well,
That was pointed at America.
after
Yeah, it was.
so after second dinner, do we just go up to the room to
It's up to you. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
let's go
you
divvy up
have
the money
Goliath
and-
room where you can all comfortably like cross-legged on the floor or
and
whatever.
show the handshake?
Show the handshake. Yeah, you guys roll intelligence checks to see. There's not a lot of stakes, but
Can
how
I
long
give-
it takes you.
One of them the help action.
No, because you already kind of are.
Oh.
It's not hard to learn. It's just how
Oh,
long.
hey.
10.
Which was it? Intelligence check? 20, not natural.
So the handshake is this. It's,
So
3 minutes, an hour.
you
We'll
guys
get-
recognize after a little
I mean, I'll
bit-
just make it.
after a little while, you guys are like,
I can't do the snake thing, but I can do blood.
you can do the snake thing.
I don't know how.
You cross your
Mine's not very
No.
good, but like I can do it.
I can't.
I did it!
ring
I
fingers.
won't continue
Top.
later.
Anyway,
I have no idea.
I've never seen that one.
it's a snake.
I have a joke I'll share on the street. Anyway,
You
So-
recognize after a little while that maybe like you should take turns trying to teach Ronnie instead of all like at once, and maybe it's partly on Ronnie and partly on the rest of you. And you're like, okay, but eventually
Not
everything.
being very quick on the uptake.
When you open the bag of gold, which is hefty, it is not 250 gold. It is 250 platinum apiece. It's 2,500 gold apiece. It's a big loot catch-up day, guys.
I'm sorry. I assumed it
That's
was
not good.
gold.
Let's play.
You even checked with the king, and he went, yeah.
He
And
doesn't
just
seem-
everybody moved on. Which makes
It's-
sense. So, yes. you
I'm gonna
have-
buy a Subaru!
I'm sorry.
I don't know how much that is per
You
face.
could buy 7.
What is the conversion?
It's 10 to 1.
10 to 1?
So 250, or
It's
2,000.
250 or 20, yeah, 2,500 gold. Or
Per
250.
person?
Mhm. Yeah, this is the first big loot thing that you guys have gotten, so it actually is and was intended
Go
to
find
make
the
up
best
for
Magic
you
items.
guys
I'm gonna go
being
find
break.
the best hammer and shoot I can afford.
You guys are entering tier 2 type of stuff. So.
I want a super cool staff.
But yeah, anyway, what is that moment like as you open it and see?
I'll be able
That's
to
not.
eat.
He said go. He said go.
You just said
That's not-
1,000.
I pick up one of the pieces and like look it over. That's platinum. That's not good.
I could eat for days. Maybe a week. No, I'm just kidding.
Like,
Okay.
I'm like tapping it, waiting to see the illusion go away.
You're like, it was
I've never seen this much money in my
confusing
entire
at first because it's like seeing a silver dollar
Why did my
almost to see a platinum piece because silver dollars are out there,
Yeah.
but what's most
What?
common is quarters, and so you're like, wait, this isn't
Wait,
silver.
my father provided this. Where the hell did he get this scratch from?
He had clearly left and gone somewhere. You
Oh,
imagine
okay.
he didn't have it at your home. He has access to it because he's head of security.
Okay.
That it's part of the whatever governmental structure they're setting
It's like
up.
finding out your dad's a crack dealer or something.
Is there a mail system here?
For letters?
You send letters, send things.
I mean, there may be something in the market about that, but
You know that there is within the city you can get messages around. There's like
Okay.
couriers and stuff, and to other major cities in Rextera, and that there's also like a big like cork board with like ride share type information. And
might I ask a question, though, my friend? Why are you looking for a message service?
This would be to Vea.
Who?
To Vea? To my home, to my
To
continent.
send a letter.
To send a letter or something
Were
through
you
the mail.
trying to send some of your earnings?
That would be the idea.
I understand that you want to be altruistic in your giving and everything, but consider we have the type of money we would need to upgrade our equipment,
No, I know.
which would increase our own survivability. While I understand you are wanting to share the wealth as it is, I would rather you ensure that you have the correct equipment.
Is that what you were planning on doing?
Of course, look at her. She's such a sweet.
Don't let her answer.
I don't think altruism. When you
Is there like a depository you were
Just
gonna
wait.
send it
She's
to?
going to give us one. Yeah.
So I'm not. I'm not rich. I've
You're not.
never had this kind of, and my parents. They're honest and but they don't have this. I've never had this. I don't understand.
What to do with it?
No.
There's nothing wrong with what you're feeling now. I'm just saying I understand you want to make their lives better as well, but just please consider for a time we can go about the marketplace to perhaps find gear that would help us. And then of course you can send whatever, but please just ensure that you don't die.
That would be nice.
Okay. And at some point, should you need more, I would be willing to give to your family as well.
it occurs to you in this moment that probably maybe Ember might know how easier to go. It might be easier to go through the monastery. There are some routes that are outside of it, but you don't know like what structurally has been changing up, and the monastery's tries to be neutral.
There's war. And
Yeah. So like you're like maybe I should whatever I decide to do, ask Ember about it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a little bit weird to you. This is the first time it's occurred to you to like get word back. I don't know how she feels about that, but that is like, huh.
I think guilty is the standard.
That's what I was getting.
I'm going to mention to you that if you find something out about mail, like let me know because I want to send something to my
Oh
dad.
yes, I need some mail too. Of the chain variety.
I was just sitting here with all you mail.
I personally would like to not to be.
You know, I like girls. It's not. I didn't do this on purpose.
We are just getting off on a tangent.
Okay.
I'd also
In the-
like to send a letter out, but that can wait until we've.
Also, let's keep it quiet that we've become a little more heavier in the pockets. We don't want to get robbed.
The money, yes.
Yes.
Heavy in the pockets. I've never. Now I understand. I work out every day. Okay, that's kind of bad.
And in the morning before we set out, now that I give them the furs and stuff, so they're.
Ooh.
Child.
You can thank my sister's new fiance for this. Yes, I
She was
know.
married.
Yes, the dragon.
Got engaged right
River.
in front of us.
She asked for my permission because she did not want to go through my father.
Oh, that's adorable.
You know, right? I'm so happy for her. Oh, I should have given them a dowry or something for. Oh, I'll do that later. I'll do
See,
that.
that's the guilt.
I think
That
your mother
emotion
and
I
father
understand.
could probably handle that.
I would like to contribute as well. But in the meantime, we do need to consider going to the market in the morning to maybe find some better gear, maybe some new stabby things for you, my friend.
I've already been planning that in my head to get more.
You don't like your dagger?
Oh no, this is staying. Okay.
I'm going to find a better hammer if I can, or mace. I've always wanted to try a mace. But
You know there is a giant magic
we'll see.
a
No,
magic
not the coal.
conglomerate.
Mace.
The one chain magic store that exists in your town.
What's the chain magic
Hang
store
on, I'm
called?
looking for it. This is actually Lord Hepburn.
I'm just saying, considering we might be going to see a dragon. Not me.
It's on here. It's on here.
So, now that we're rich, yeah, I'm gonna go, can we do a long rest? 'Cause
Yes.
And actually, while we take that long rest and while Kat searches for and
Some
stuff, we're going to take a short break so that we can go to the bathroom, get some water, stay
I've
hydrated.
had to pee for a hot minute.
and I need water. My throat's dry.
Yep. So we will be back.
We forgot how to D&D.
We really did.
Let's have to work again. Hold on.
We spent the first 20 minutes trying to figure out how to go through it. It's been a minute.
Alright, and now we're back. They came back just to hear that.
Huzzah. All right.
We're back. Everyone has paid,
Yay!
or at least tried. I
And
don't know if that's what they
Even
used
if
to
you
say.
can't
At
go, I
least
want you to try.
Coach Pell Show. I'm rich, biatch.
Yeah, you guys have real monies, and with it only being 250 pieces, even though they are a little bit heavier, it's pretty easy to be somewhat concealed about it until you open the bag and there's monies that you're.
I'm about to go find this armor.
Yeah. It's okay. So the magic shop. There are specialty magic shops. Blackrest is a big town, but there is one chain. You don't know how many there are. You heard there's one in Strassus, but you haven't seen it. And the chain is called the Attuned Adventurer.
Ooh.
And they are a spectacle.
Did everybody already take a long rest?
I mean, I can go mark it.
We haven't like agreed that we're still in the big room. So.
No, I think we decided
You
that
can
we
retire
were
whenever
going.
you want.
Yeah.
You know that the likelihood that it will be up or open around the time you're originally planning on leaving is not. It's not going to be open.
Okay.
So
Yeah, if
you
it's
guys
still
have a
open, we need to go
decision.
now.
It's not open still
We need
because
to go
it's
to
like
bed.
9:30, 10 probably by this point. So it's up to you if you guys want to wait and do it and then go. But you know that beforehand, so you guys can decide.
So nap first.
Yeah, take a long rest. You guys take a long rest, no problem.
Yeah. We get up, go eat, and then come back. I don't sleep very long. And
Oh, you're gonna get up, go eat, and then
come back, and I guess not
not really anything. But yeah, we need to decide if we're going to go to the magic shop or we're gonna go ahead and go.
I would like to go to the magic shop before we go back to those caves.
Do you know when it opens?
You do.
Yes, I do. Of course I do.
Of course.
I'm from here. Of course
Yeah.
I know
I'm trying
what
to
time
think, like,
it
you
opens.
probably couldn't afford much in it ever, but there you have been because you're a magic user. So you would know that it opens at 10. It keeps boutique hours 10 to like 6.
Sorry. Audio.
Ronnie, with our newfound wealth, why did you choose the crappy end?
Well,
I'm
Already
kidding.
chosen.
I'm kidding. Why didn't we say we're out of here and go to the more posh place?
Because we'd already paid.
Who cares?
Do you think
You
you
took
got
their
much
money
less
away.
sleep?
Fabulously
It's
well.
fine. I think. Do you want to stay until 10?
What is the current time? Do we get to like sun up?
I mean, like-
we were planning to be up well before sunrise.
Okay, well that's gonna waste a lot.
It's
of time.
gonna, yeah, it would change if you're trying to get up to like the harder climbing parts at dawn, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Which is about like, let's say the
Like, we
middle
don't wanna-
half of it after you start. So like the second hour. So you would want to leave at like 4:30, 5:30. So you can stay and go to the magic shop, but it is 4.5 hours.
It's gonna waste a lot of time.
Well, 4:30 to 5. So yeah.
As much as I would
5
love to
hours.
see if we could find something that would help us out.
We can. When we were finished searching,
Okay,
Yeah, so we're finished searching for the day. We can go back down.
let's go.
You guys are very grateful for the furs, and it occurs to you she might have even known like it was more about time than it was about the ability to get some. But yeah,
If only they had given us some jeans and boots.
I got my hair and pants.
I also wear hair.
Hey.
All
I
right,
was trying
so
to remember the word for harem pants when I was earlier.
Yeah.
let's head back up.
Yeah, so you guys wake up early. They have breakfast early because miners shifts and stuff. And you head up with you actually find a few people that are traveling that way and kind of head that way for the first part of it, and then they split and go to one of your mines that's still producing. And yeah, you make it back up the mountain with no issue. Get there around 6:30, 7. So it's starting to warm up the snow a little bit. The sun is, it's not the full week winter sun yet.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty cold. You all feel as if your constitution might do better inside the cave. It might not be as hard to not risk exhaustion with the furs that you have. So, what is your approach the next day? Now that
When we mapped it up into the first room,
you did pretty close.
so we should know where we're going. So let's go right back to that
You
room and
do.
branch
What's
off
your
from there.
technique though? Like,
I think we're going much quicker because we got permission from the king.
are you going to follow the main one? Or are you still going to try and do all the corridors too? Ronnie
that's-
keeps you from getting lost no matter what.
Yeah, but I think also
We need to go back to that first room, and whatever is the first thing immediately left, we go through that one next. Or is that room branching off into
Right.
anything else? So I need to start mapping this out.
Basically, there's a lot of little short ways that you have been going, and what he gave you permission to do was to stick closer to the main, just the bigger paths
Okay.
that you can all fit comfortably through.
Since
Okay.
I can move at pace stealthily,
Mm-hmm.
if there are any of the little smaller offshoots that look more well trodden than some of the others, I will just look in there myself because I can get in and out faster than I can wait for everyone to catch up with me and then us all go.
That's fair.
So same marching order. I'm in the back because I'm not very required.
You take light with you, I assume, right?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone roll me a survival check just to see how much headway you make, how quickly.
Dirty 20.
16.
1. Now,
I'm glad you're in the middle.
Brenna keeps forgetting they're not trying to pretend to be blind right now. It's just like, wait, did we go here? And they're like, you don't have to do that right now, Brenna. Brenna's like, do what? But yeah, you guys overall make good headway. That's a pass on the group overall.
Yeah.
And
I
it
keep
helps.
stopping it from falling. It's like, "Oop."
Yeah.
No,
Open your eyes, bro. It helps that Ronnie's able to tell you very quickly if somebody has very recently been through one of the smaller ones, and you can determine that nobody has in quite some time for most of them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try because I'm very fast and also fairly stealthy. So I think Ronnie and I are like leapfrogging, and I'm casting message occasionally to make sure that we're doing the right ones.
Yeah.
Both of you make
Because-
perception checks
Hold
for
on,
me then.
I wanted to do something.
Go
I
ahead.
think you have to do
Since Ronnie's on point, I'm going to go ahead and cast guidance. Add a D4 to anything that you roll to check.
Just the one. So go ahead and put it on this perception.
And I'll keep that
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Go ahead and put that on that perception,
yeah, that
maybe.
sucks. Perception. It's only an 11.
25. This is baller dice.
I need that then, please. Don't you?
Yep.
Your fails are so funny.
Give this to me.
I don't
No?
think that. I don't think. Anyway, Ronnie forgets to take light a few times with that roll. It's like, why is it so dark in here? And then
I'm just squinting. I'm like, there's a box.
I don't
I mean, I think
hear.
that's a box.
I think I
Any
chose
dragons.
well. Keeping guidance.
Octavia, you feel like you're getting caves. You're starting to be like,
They're like buildings, but just stone.
that's exactly where
Yeah.
it's headed. Like, you're like, maybe I do have some of my dad's talent. And then like you like try and construct a map in your head and get distracted and almost trip for a second. And you're like, no one saw that.
And then I'm over here like, I only hear wind.
Yeah.
And you're like, is that my wind?
I get out my cartographer's tool and just make a very basic sketch of where I'm going.
It's actually very funny because I'm using my cartography stuff too,
Yeah.
but I'm only making like topographical maps of the outside.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I bet I can figure out what the mountain looks like from in here. So yeah, you take the morning. You guys develop your technique as you go, and you're feeling pretty good about that. And with your rolls, you make a lot of headway that morning. Do you like break and rest for lunch? Do you? So you make it up to and then slightly past that room, the dragon room. You didn't make it all the way there the first day, but you've done it since. And you're about like a third of the way through the whole thing, you think. Feeling pretty good.
This is far enough back that I would have been paying like more careful attention to tracks because this isn't somewhere that's been stomping ground for people.
It's been thus far pretty boring in everything you've seen. At first, like, you wanted to inspect everything before Octavia went down away for instance, and eventually you guys kind of cut out some of that just for time because it's so consistently like
There's nothing going on down here.
and you realize with what they told you that the king had told them, it makes a lot of sense that whatever came here might have come a different way that you haven't seen and is either not accessible or new from the other way. But yeah, you break for lunch. Go ahead and make me one more survival and survival for the afternoon.
Ooh,
Much worse.
22.
Oh, my survival is good though. 13.
Dirty 20.
9.
You did better overall as a group.
Death
Tiny
comes
bit.
for you.
Don't have to pretend. Open your eyes. Ron's like, this is a different kind of rock. You make decent
It's all
progress.
clear and cold.
I was like,
Are we
it was
rolling
always
a fresh
cold.
perception?
You are, the day closes, like starts to close out. What time do you think you guys are trying to leave?
It's winter. It's going to start getting dark by like 4 or 5
Yeah.
p.m.
She's right.
Yeah.
You need to
I'll Beth roll a, like, history check.
history.
Yeah, I want to see how much you remember about the layout of this.
Okay, that's a good roll. 19.
Okay, so with a 19, you feel pretty confident that you guys are about halfway through, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can either, you could finish it, but you're almost certainly going to be exhausted towards the end.
And we'll probably miss the magic shop if we don't leave now. All right.
But
But
if we finish today, then we could go to the magic shop tomorrow.
If you finish today, you can either like camp at the front of the cave or outside. If you try and go down, it is dangerous. It's not crazy, but it is dangerous at night to try and go down.
I could probably get us down at night though.
And if we have 2 lights, we can still leapfrog.
Everybody roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
In fact, roll 2 because it might affect your decision making.
Constitution?
How cold you feel. 1.
that's a dirty 20 for me. And woo! That is a nat 20. So 23 total.
So,
16. 16 and 17.
okay, you feel okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
What's your final of the 6?
That is the final.
Okay.
I
You
rolled
have no
16 and a
app-
17
No, I
with a
do. I
plus
rolled
3.
a 4.
You rolled a what?
I rolled
Oh.
a 16 and a 17 with a plus 3 on con.
Octavia's just running, and just go like, just straight, and like slides go over.
I look
will
at Ronnie.
say-
She looks tired.
A 1 is 2 failures, and you failed the other one as well.
I'm just dead.
You have a point of exhaustion
Okay.
at 4 in the afternoon.
Oh boy.
So,
Oh, boy. Where?
and that's
Where-
why you make those checks prior to you discussing what you're going to do for the rest of today. So
I believe it
educated
is. It
decision.
is time to go now.
I'm just saying we could still. I don't know. We can still do it.
It's hard to
That's good.
understand all her words because her lips are quivering really bad. 'cause she's so
I
cold.
I don't think you can.
I can feel my face.
Should I put her in a fireman's carriage and just like carry her out there?
I don't know what a fireman's carriage
Should we
is.
drape them over her shoulders?
How?
You grab the arm and you put them over your shoulder.
Oh.
Actually, I'm like way bigger than Octavia. I
Dude
can-
carries a man most of the time, like over his shoulder,
Yes.
legs
Are you?
folding.
Like a sack of potatoes?
It's an easy way to carry somebody if they're injured. Trust me. And plus, if they're
Not injured.
no, she's not injured, but she's quite down.
Like legs to your arms?
You know what? I'm not gonna do it.
Are you me or Ronnie asking?
No, I know.
Okay.
Mia knows what a
Just,
fireman is.
just double checking. Sorry.
Ronnie doesn't know what a
Yeah,
fireman
definitely.
So
It's a fire
we
tenacity
should.
user.
Octavia, we're going to go. Are you okay? I don't.
Roll an insight check to see how much you pick up on, unless you feel like telling them.
I'm not
See
gonna tell
how-
them now.
I can't
seem
heal
likely,
exhaustion, so.
I got an 18 inside check on how you're doing.
Hey,
I got a 19.
buddy.
Roll the
Oh,
deception
I was
check.
supposed to roll.
Oh.
It would be a 13. A -1.
What was the
You roll
modifier
at
on that?
disadvantage for being exhausted.
That's a natural one.
Just being petty to her.
And it is time to go. Yes. I kind of
Just like swaying a little bit.
yeah, I reach over and just kind of like, okay, my friend, we like you grab a drunk person when they're at a club or something.
My eyes are frozen open. I'm great.
No.
Walking next to me when we go down, which we are doing now.
So,
Is exhaustion a condition?
exhaustion
Is it a condition?
It is a condition.
Oh, okay.
So you can add it.
No.
You did.
Hold on. As I drape my arm, I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration in second level.
I am going to let it fix the exhaustion. You do still have 2 failures.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So you don't have to take disadvantage on stuff.
Okay.
But he can't cure you of also being cold in that
No.
same spell. So,
So we're
does
just
that
going
seem
to.
fair?
That seems absolutely fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I just kind of.
So we can keep going.
Muhammad, please fix my broken friend.
So we can keep going.
Absolutely not. This was so we can get out of here. And admiration, but no, we're leaving.
I don't like this cave. I don't want to be here anymore.
Not to be kind right now.
Even right now.
These
Uh,
books are rotten.
But look on the bright side. We can go to the magic shop, and you won't possibly die. Yeah, let's go. We're leaving. We're leaving.
Yes.
I hold my hand out. It just doesn't move. Like,
And I'm just gonna.
I
going
can
to.
actually. My wind keeps me warm. I can just like piggyback you.
not for very long. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Quite strong.
You are able to warm her up in discussions and stuff, definitely. Like, and that's part of what like helps stabilize.
Not warm enough to take the exhaustion off.
No.
Well, not. I'm
going
gonna say not while moving.
Yeah.
Like, unless you want to take half days. Like
No.
that's gonna be.
And I'll warm up a little bit by doing my little warm.
As the exhaustion falls away, it occurs to you to do that, which yeah, helps. It does help. You guys, tell me how quiet you were trying to. I know you were stealthing around, and we're fine there. When you're talking, when you're eating, when you're whatever, what is the level of care that you think
I'm
you've
going
taken?
there to whisper because I am very much aware that there's a dragon in the cave system. I don't want to meet one.
I mean, I thought we were using stealth anyway, so we're not detected. So
Yeah.
You are using stealth, and you've succeeded in when you're moving. So I'm just asking you kind of a character question. How quiet are you during lunches and meetings and stuff?
still trying to be quiet.
Okay, definitely. Okay, cool. Well, so you're headed back up, and everyone roll me a perception check.
Shit.
18.
Dirty 20.
10.
14?
Pretty good.
Okay. You guys are caught up with making sure Octavia's okay. She's a little woozy, and you know she doesn't always give you all the details of how hurt or
Hence the lesser restoration.
yeah. Whereas Octavia's not worried about that at all. And Ronnie's like,
Focused.
she's fine. Ronnie, you notice it first, which is appropriate. As you guys are passing back where the cut up to the dragon room is, there are footprints there.
What size?
What is it that you said? Normal human size.
Teen shaped.
You see one.
It was teen sized.
Did one of you give the
Sized.
Yes.
It was runner. I think it's team sized. Yeah.
I'm going to say this out loud
Thank you.
and whisper in character. Guys, there are fresh footprints at the dragon room.
oh shit.
How many people?
You only see one set of prints. but Jesus could be carrying him. No, like it just like hurts me in that moment.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh.
Love it. Love it. Iconic.
Jesus were combat dudes, right?
Yeah.
I only see one.
Thank you, Kat.
They were fresh.
There, yeah. You know, within the last few, you know, they weren't there this morning.
Yeah, it could have only been while we were down here.
We have to go. I know I'm pushing, but
Bless.
I will say this is the last time that you guys can speak to one another before getting closer without rolling a check. Because I know, like, we've been playing loose on it, and that's been appropriate. But it's going to tighten up for this section, but you know that going
You
in.
can add a D4 to any attack or saving throw.
how long does it last?
A minute.
Up to a minute concentration. So I'm hitting y'all with it now. Let's go.
Yeah, it with the corridor being a little bit more familiar to you, though, it probably won't take as long as it did when you were exploring it. What is your light situation?
I have to have light if I'm going down there.
Okay.
There is no other option.
What do you want to cast on? Wait. Oh, wait. Nope.
I don't think light is concentration.
Nope. It's
It's
just
not.
touch. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm talking about, like, if you're going down that corridor, though.
Yeah.
Who's taking point? They should get light.
I think it should be me.
You're exhausted.
No, I'm not.
No.
Oh, no, you're not.
She's not. Cast light on your staff.
Okay.
You can't move stealthily. It's
You. But we have to stick together anyway.
That's fair.
If you have light, and you guys are going to take the hit on stealth anyway.
I
So,
won't be able to see if we don't.
You want it or not?
There's a
Yes.
specific bend that you
Okay.
guys are familiar with
Yeah.
in that path. And
We
you
know
know,
we can
like,
hide it.
past the last, like, 60 feet of it or
Yeah.
so, you're going to have to either extinguish the light or risk being seen. The first part, you don't. you don't worry about. Unless they're right by
I
the
think. Sorry. I think that we should do the light until we can't anymore and extinguish it, and then if shit goes down, then recast it. Does that make sense?
I would like to establish if Octavia actually just said shit goes down and not just cast.
Octavia has cursed before, usually in moments
I
of
find it
severe
rather humorous
stress.
and move on. Anyway,
She said motherfucker at one of the dogs that attacked her.
I find it humorous and move on. Anyway, agreed. Let's go.
And one more thing. Can you do detect magic at the same time as you're doing bless?
Absolutely. Oh, wait.
Is it concentration?
Detect magic
You said
is
bless was concentration.
Yeah.
They're both concentration.
detect magic.
I think so.
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
As much as I would love bless, I think detect magic is more important
Fair enough.
because we don't know what we're walking into.
Why don't we keep bless for the minute it's going to
And then I
last?
can drop it and put. I can drop it and put detect magic. So let's go. So give me a signal when you want me to extinguish the light.
And you probably have worked out some little signals in the past day or so. Like, it's why Ronnie was able to stop you guys and back you up to talk. Okay, so you guys are all headed
This is our sign for ghost sign.
headed that way?
For what?
Headed
Go
to
silent
stop at the
door.
bend? Is
Headed
that
to
the
stop at the
plan?
bend, yes.
Okay, so
Me first. And then I think we're going me, Ronnie, Brana, Alabroth.
is
Yes.
that right?
Yeah, I'm in the back.
Okay.
Because I have no doubt that you can run up on something and stab it.
And I can just hit it with guiding bolt from way over yonder.
Exactly.
You guys go ahead and make a perception or a stealth check with the blessing
Shit.
and with no disadvantage yet. Except for Alabroth, who has it always.
Shit!
Wait, with bless?
You can do it with bless, yeah. For the first part, you're going to have to make
That's
another
not an
one.
attack roll or saving throw, though.
Huh?
It's not an.
You can add a d4 because I already said it. But good call, thank you.
Well, we're 7.
23.
29.
25.
Holy shit. You guys overcome.
Hell yes.
I got a nat 20.
Sneaky.
I did too. Yes.
I got a 15. I just have a good bonus.
Yeah.
You take your furs and like throw them at Alfred. Like
my
cover
first-
up the chainmail.
My first roll was good.
Yeah.
Yay!
But I get
We're just
disadvantage.
laying first.
I get disadvantage on all stealth rolls, so
Yeah, he's about like, you guys keep him about 10 feet behind.
which is why I'm in the back. I understand this. So.
You get up to there without an issue, and then go ahead and roll a perception check, and I'll let you have bless on this as well, because I always forget it's not
Kind and benevolent DM.
for that part. Yes,
You said perception?
perception.
Dirty
That's
20.
good. Still an 18.
Perception?
Mhm.
Okay, well, I got a nat 20 with the +4 from
Oh.
Bless, and then also +4 from my bonus.
Is that
So,
only 28?
28.
Okay, sorry, 28,
Dirty 20.
30, 20,
18.
18.
Sorry, it was hard to
You're good.
count with everyone shouting numbers. 18.
Okay. So, yeah, around Ronnie always has a second on the rest of you, it seems like, when it comes to evaluating the environment. But around the same time, you guys get close, you all hear a quiet, like a low voice speaking. And with... Are you good?
Yeah.
Take a second. Don't
Yeah, I'm
talk
good.
before
I'm
you're
good.
ready.
Wrong pipe.
Yeah, definitely wrong pipe.
I love it. Are you okay? It's like...
Answer me.
My sinuses are clear now.
Oh, did it like.
Yeah, it came out my nose.
Oh. Well,
Rough.
clear.
And your eyeballs a little bit.
Anyway, I'm good. Thank you.
And then I'm going to roll perception for someone else.
I don't like that. You don't have to do that, you know.
I don't have to do any of it. I do it because it's fun. That was a 3 on the dice. So, yeah. And I'm going to roll how... On my fucking spark die. A 3 and a 5.
I'm about to do a guiding bolt.
So,
I'm about to roll fist. I cast punch.
oh, wait. I'm talking to someone. I get to roll 2 sets. Okay, so well, one got a 3, the other one got a 24. So they because of your guys' rolls, you hear one voice talking, and then it cuts off really abruptly. You can't hear what it's saying yet. And I'll just say, because you got the nat 20, it's almost like somebody held up a finger or like something like and that's why the voice stops talking all of a sudden. So you guys all like freeze up. Luckily, whatever else rolled a low number for the other check. So after a second, something happens and you hear the voice resume. And with your nat 20, it sounds incredibly familiar. This voice flashes you back to standing in the jail cell talking to the guy.
What language are they speaking?
They are speaking in common, and just you roll me an insight check. You didn't have one.
No, the other guy.
You seize up for a second, and as you're listening to the voice, and you realize it sounds slightly different, because when you guys encountered him, he was mocking you the whole time, right? This voice sounds a lot tighter, like almost as if he's not as relaxed this time. almost as if he's scared.
Oh, he's about to be.
And let me roll one more check to see if he's being loud enough to where you guys can hear what he's saying.
Are we all in agreement we are going to murder him?
I've got
Good.
2 knives for the job.
Good.
He didn't roll great. I will say, what is Ronnie? Is he going to try and communicate? He will have to roll to communicate beyond basic hand signals, you know?
Right now, he's just trying to listen to what they're saying. He will communicate only via hand signals because he wants us to get the drop on this guy.
Okay. Roll a performance check. I want to see how much you can get across via hand signals.
That hand signal is.
You guys have all the basics down.
This is man, child,
It's a 15.
and we're not going to do the one for woman.
It's only a 13.
Yeah.
I have a shocking +2 to performance that I did not know that I had.
I feel like with a 15,
I am very glad that it landed on 13.
your expression and your hand signals are enough to get the idea across that they should recognize the voice. So, and then, okay, so there's, beyond that first whatever, there is one more, little crevice you can try and hide in. There would be, about 10% of the room could see directly there. If somebody's in that 10% of like the far right of the room or whatever. And it's harder to hide behind, but there is one more sneak closer place. Do you guys think that you try for that? One of you tries for that? What do you think?
I don't need to try for it because everything I can do is at range. I would not try to stealth anything.
The reason that you guys would is to hear what he was saying.
That's what it was going to be. We cannot hear what he's saying right now.
Then they can give us a sign to stop.
Not enough to like actually.
We can hear that he's speaking, but not
You can
what
hear
he's
that
saying.
he's speaking maybe a louder like word here and there, but those words are not significant by themselves because it's like one paragraph or something. You can hear and you can hear hesitancy, like he pauses for a bit and then picks back up. But it's no longer abrupt like the one time.
While we have, do we still have light up or did we extinguish it?
You
I was waiting for the
haven't yet,
command
but
to.
if you decide to move past it, you can. The
Okay.
light will bounce off.
Yeah.
Now we're going to give me a signal.
While we still have light up, I'm going to only mouth to you. I don't know whether or not you can read my lips.
Pretty.
You can message people you choose to,
Yeah.
at which point your voice is not audible and here's the reply.
But also, you may want to verbalize for the audience what you said.
Oh, yeah.
We need to hear what he's saying.
I'm going to go ahead and message back and say, I think I can sneak over there and I think I could hear him. Who is it? And you can actually talk back to me without anyone hearing.
The changeling from the jail.
Nobody likes this guy.
And then I say,
Stage
okay.
away.
And then, yeah, I gesture to you and I am going to message both you and you what I'm doing so that you know. And he can't hear me and it only takes 6 seconds. So, and then I'm going to sneak forward.
Only
Okay.
you
per
can
person.
see in the dark. So we're gonna
Yeah,
just hang out
yeah.
here, being still and silent.
I put the light on her.
Oh no, I wasn't worried about that. I was
It's out.
worried about. I'm gonna say Bless has faded anyway about this time since it's not technically supposed to apply to this. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Come on.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Stealth is not amazing. It was a 14.
They got twin 18s on their perception check. The effect of that is going to be mostly background mechanic, where how much he's talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say because the stakes are so high and you have a minute to be slow, that you're able to do it without them being sure enough to try and chase down the corridor, right?
Can I do something that's a little
Go for it.
shenanigans?
You can definitely try. You can pitch, and if it's possible to know the consequences, I will.
My pitch is to use a key point to do Step of the Wind, which gives me double speed, and then move slower, so I can have advantage on stealth.
I will let it apply to this because I love the idea. I'm not going to commit to continuing to do that, but I think that works for this case.
Okay. That's an 18 plus 4, that's a 22.
Ah!
I hate to do this, but we're going to have to rollies for it because that matches. I will give you advantage, but I'm also giving me advantage, essentially. Because both creatures.
Yeah.
Not 2 advantages, just 2 rolls. Oof. What'd you
10
on the die or total?
total.
Okay, so
It is a penalty, but they rolled nat 5 and 6s, so most of what the information will still be there.
Okay.
They're just not as concerned. So it was worth something.
Yeah.
You get close.
right.
Do I need to roll perception?
No, I feel like you guys already took the risk to that. But right about the time you start to get close, you guys hear a voice that you don't need perception checks to understand either. So this voice is louder by a lot, and is the first time the other one has spoken. And it kind of cuts in the middle of the sentence, but you hear this first grumbling kind of noise. It's like, and he's like, let me make something clear to you. You are here for my entertainment. If I was not happy with your sacrifice, you would already be dead. This is not a negotiation. You amused me once. I suggest you do it again. You hear the changeling, and only you can understand, or close enough to hear all the words. But instantly, you recognize the voice, but it sounds way different. It's like, I'm, and then he takes a second and go ahead and do roll a perception check. I want to see if you can kind of like see from a place that feels safe or not.
No.
And then I need all of you to roll me Constitution saving throw because it's gotten colder than makes sense.
no!
Oh no!
Okay, I got a dirty 20 on that one.
22. You said survival?
18.
Real good for you.
15.
Okay, you guys all. I said Constitution.
Oh,
saving
Costa.
throw.
Sorry, I am
Okay.
Constitution saving. 17 then.
Okay. You guys all pass, and it was a higher DC at 15 as opposed to 10. Yeah, it's real cold down here. What was your perception?
Just now? To see? What? I can't see shit.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And you hear the changeling start to collect himself, and he's like, I brought you that of my own free will, though. And pauses for a second, and he's like, which is a charitable thing to do, yes? And the dragon, maybe a dragon. You guys know it's a dragon.
It's the dragon.
Yeah, it's the dragon. Shit is like, I should not even be having this conversation. You do not have charity towards me. You have rightful worship and unawareness, and these are the only possibilities. He looks around, he's like, do you think you have power here? And there's a long pause. And then the changeling is like, he's like, what if I were to, I have a lot of people in my organization. I could bring all of them back. We could take you. And you hear this kind of alarming. You think you're going to change the main focus of the enlightened? You're the lowest tier.
I made a pun. So, do you think you're going to change?
Nobody's going to change my mind. You hear... Go ahead and roll one more perception check for sound this time, because I want to see if you pick this up. Perception or insight, actually.
17.
17. You hear a little bit of a gap, like the changeling is shocked that he... Was that insight or perception? Sorry.
That was either, actually. So, probably insight.
He gasped right after he says the lowest tier, and he says the word enlightened.
When the dragon said the lowest tier and enlightened, the changeling gasped.
Yeah, like, and with that, it's a decent insight roll, is like, that he knew that.
Okay.
He didn't expect to be pegged by this guy.
Okay.
And after a second he goes, I ascended, just haven't gotten all my new... Anyway, that's not important. And he's actually kind of shaken up, and the other voice is like, just kind of go, whatever. Anyway, you have your time period, you have whatever. I suggest that you go get some of your buddies and find something interesting. It could even be the king again, but, you know, if you're bringing the king or, you know, any of that, you would need a sacrifice as well. And the changeling goes, why would I do that? And the dragon goes, my second favorite thing to loot is stalking prey. Just keep it in mind. This is the one time you get any kind of a courtesy. You can consider it payment for your last sacrifice. Bring me another scene. And you hear silence and kind of clothes rustling and stuff, and he goes, I could bring you his offspring.
That's what the changeling says.
And the other voice is like, Princess, your last offer was better. Bring me something better. And he's like, I could bring them within a few days. And the dragon goes, do you even have them? There's a long pause. My associates have them. They're not that far. They're over. I have them. And after a minute pause, you hear, I'm tired of this conversation. Bring me something good, and soon. Or hey, I'll find you. And you hear dramatic rustling. Roll a survival check.
All of us are.
To see if I survive.
I like death saving throws, but faster.
22.
A giant, biggest thing ever is shuffling in some way. Moving, say with that, turning around, maybe not walking, just shuffling.
Okay. So I hear the noise kind of shift across the room.
And that's all you hear. Tell me how long before you do something. It's all you hear for the first 6 seconds. You stay there.
Yes.
At 12 seconds, you hear a sigh that sounds like it comes from where the other thing was that wasn't the changeling.
So something big turned around but didn't go anywhere on the changeling side.
Yeah, kind of a resignation. Do you do anything?
Not yet. I'm still just listening.
Or roll? No, I don't feel like it's covered in that though. Roll one more perception check.
22. I have like
With your
3
roll,
things that I'm good at, but I'm really good at them.
his roll, very quickly you're able to pick up on the fact that something is walking towards you.
I was just hoping it wouldn't.
They didn't hear me. How do they know I'm here? So I went, so there's like a hallway and then the room, and I went kind of over here, right? So if I move, they're going to be able to see me. Is that correct?
No, you are at the last part of the hallway. You were.
Oh, so if I move, they won't see me. I thought there was like a chamber, there was a hallway, and then there was wall, and then there was me. But I'm at the very end of the hallway.
You're close to the end of it, yeah. That's it. Kind of angles towards where it opens. And
Okay, so
like
something's coming. Yeah.
something's coming, and you think it's less because they heard you,
And more
than
because
that
they're just
you
leaving.
came in that way.
Yeah.
And
I'm.
with that understanding, if that retcons a couple of seconds,
It
that's
does.
fine. That's
It would. Then, well, as soon as I hear something start to come towards me, I'm going, to book it.
Okay.
As
But you
stealthily
still-
as I can.
You still think she waited till right then?
I think I do.
Okay, and that's fine. That's
Yeah. She's trying to
legitimate.
hear
It
as
just-
much as she can. Yeah.
but it does mean that he
It's
has
going
a
to be
high-
harder.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a stealth check. He's going to roll.
That's not fantastic. That is a 12. And I'm listening for any sign of him. I'm listening for him to stop walking or any kind of breath
Change of
or
pace.
anything. Yeah.
He, okay, I'm going to give you one more. He rolled a 19, a natural 19 on his perception. He's going to stop like he's been doing and listen. If you beat him in this round, do you think she's more nervous that he'll come that way or more nervous that he won't?
She's nervous that he will get to her before she gets to her friends. She thinks that he's coming this way.
She's heard that he's coming this way.
Yeah. So she is going to sacrifice maybe a little bit of stealth in order to get to her friends.
Okay. Roll a stealth at disadvantage against history roll.
14.
17 for 24. He stops, and then you hear.
If he stops, I'm running.
You hear. I'm gonna see. What he decides. Okay, he goes, you hear him after a second, he stops when he heard the noise, and then he's like, there may be someone here, maybe, and you hear a long pause, and then you hear, huh? Okay. And then just something settling back into place, like somebody just didn't care that much, and you hear him walk kind of away, and then you don't hear anything.
So he's not coming this way.
It does not seem so.
Still booking it. Yeah, still booking it.
I don't think that's unwise.
Yeah.
You make it back to your friends, then what?
Is there anything I can do?
You can message, right?
Yeah. How much do I want to fuck this?
Do you want to what?
Fuck us.
Meme song.
No.
No.
No. I'm gonna keep running.
That's good. I can't think of anything you might be thinking of that wouldn't be catastrophically stupid.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are we saying that does not describe Octavia?
I'm not
Catastrophically
saying that.
stupid.
I'm not discouraging it
No,
even.
I
I'm
think
just-
I think in this instance, her fear wins out of her stupidity, and she runs.
That's really just where we all try and hang out, right? Okay. You guys get back together, and
Yep.
then
I'm saying, just quiet, go.
and you guys all heard the beasts side of the conversation, and you're not too confused about what might have happened from one side, at least.
Terror is there. We just don't know exactly what we're afraid of.
Yeah.
So you guys all turn around and head.
Out.
Out of the cave.
How stealthy versus how fast?
You all already know that I can make myself teleport, but I can only do that with someone who I'm capable of carrying.
Oh shit.
Wait,
I cannot carry you.
capable of care, not just that you can bring one person with you.
We've ruled it before that
Because it's
If
Misty
it's-
Step, it's not
it's
Dimension
Misty
Door.
Step.
Gotcha,
It's
gotcha,
not
gotcha, gotcha.
me actually dimension dooring or teleporting. If I can carry you, I can carry you out.
I would say, like, Octavia, this isn't like piggyback, this is like carry.
You
No, I
absolutely
know.
cannot leave me in there
Octavia-
unattended.
Maybe.
I cannot carry you.
I know. Can we just like walk the hell up out of here, please? Do not leave the loud ass dragon door by itself.
You can
It
build
means K.
silence on yourself.
But-
I don't trust you to be
Exactly.
silent even with that on you.
I'm gonna say
I can get them further away faster. You can go faster, but you can't go that silently.
I do have stealth. I can go myself.
You're pretty good. I'm pretty good. What I'm going to say is, I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say,
I will say after the first, like, you can say something after 90 feet or so of the
Yeah.
main corridor and be subtle.
you teleport scout.
I have a hatchet that hangs on my belt and can be hidden underneath the furs for whenever it is, so that it can be dimmed. And then whenever I'm far enough away, it can be held open. I'm not gonna just hand it over to you. You need to come.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Makes sense.
I just walked in.
Okay.
What is that for? I'm sorry.
Like-
you can.
like-
Oh,
I
because
can't
you're
see in the dark.
casting it. So it's like, yeah, okay. So how fast versus how stealthy?
I think for the first, say, 5 minutes, very stealthy.
Everybody roll me a wisdom saving throw to see how much you're able to contain your feels.
Oh, thank you so much.
I got a net 20.
Yeah.
25.
It only comes out to 21. I'm not that wise.
10.
9.
Y'all done.
I think this is less y'all
Very
done and
appropriate.
more y'all panic.
I mean, and it makes sense. Octavia got
Octavia, yeah.
right there, and even just in that proximity, the temperature dropped more. The thing was
She was
big,
already not
she
doing
was-
great.
Al's probably in denial. No, couldn't be.
Brana's never seen a dragon in person.
See.
Still technically haven't.
Still don't haven't.
I think the other thing that gets me is how big the thing. That
Yeah.
whatever that shuffling, it was massive. It actually shook.
It was the
A
wind.
little bit of the rock fell
It's
off
the wind.
right by you, and it was just like, that could
Yeah.
be me. That could be that pebble. So Octavia starts hyperventilating.
Just, yeah, can't, and just shaking, which she was already doing a little bit, just shaking.
I haven't moved yet. I'm going to do a strength check and see if I can carry you.
Okay. Do a strength check. I am going to make you roll at disadvantage.
You're not going to try
because
with me?
she's
Come on.
hyperventilating.
Yeah.
Get me the hell up out of here. I'm too loud.
Same roll.
Okay.
Hey.
15 plus 6 is 21.
21 is enough to lift somebody who's 145 pounds
Yeah.
or whatever.
I have a good strength.
You have a 6?
I have a plus 6. Oh, wait, no, that's my saving throw. That's only a plus 3. So 18.
I will say you can't carry her, move your movement, and Misty Step, but you can Misty Step her.
Yeah.
Uh,
If I'm Misty Stepping, I don't need to try and move fast. I'm teleporting 30 feet at a time.
do you have, how many of those do you have? Do you have infinite Misty Step?
It is. It is second level, but it's a bonus action to cast. And I can cast it more than once. I can cast it twice if I wanted to. It doesn't say how long it lasts. Hold on.
Oh, no, it's not a last thing. It's a distance thing.
Yeah.
Bonus action, so.
Yeah, the duration is instantaneous, so it does not last.
And
But-
how far does it get?
It gets me 30 feet
Okay. Are you going to do it once or twice?
twice.
So you get her 60 feet away. I'm going to go ahead and let you roll another one because Ronnie put some distance there. Wisdom saving
Yeah.
throw. Unless by
No.
character you don't want to.
I don't think it helps enough. No.
Okay. Then you feel a little bit more comfortable moving quickly.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not as
Yeah.
much seizing, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I can't stay here. I can't leave.
Yeah,
So you
less
don't
roll on the
relax at
floor
all.
and more I don't think she's going to be able to be very stealthy.
Yeah, no.
I'm uncovering a light and I'm just going to tow you along.
Everybody roll me a stealth check.
Fuck!
The
Sorry.
DC for what yours is dropped. And you don't have to take disadvantage because
I don't?
step is no, you do.
Well, you don't.
I don't.
She doesn't. And you don't.
Cool.
24.
23 actually.
23.
Clank, clank, clank.
Run it pretty fast. You're you take which you'd given back, you just throw it around his waist where the most of the chainmail, so a hoodie jacket. It kind of dulls the sound because everyone else passed. And well, actually, I'm going to double check, but he's rolling disadvantage because he just doesn't care that much. It's natural 4, so yeah, he doesn't care.
Entire retro waste.
And with Ronnie up ahead, you guys can see the light ahead, so it helps you not get any kind of confused about your navigation as well. And you just pick the fastest thing. So you're going all the way outside, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following them.
Yeah,
That
so you
clearly
make it
something.
outside.
Oh,
Of the cave. It takes not that long from that room. 15 minutes maybe. And you're out on top of the mountain. Now what?
Octavia runs out the mountain, immediately goes to one side of the cave, and slams her back against the outside of the
Following?
mine.
Roll a Constitution saving throw to see.
That's actually pretty good. It's a
Yeah.
dirty 20.
Oh, yeah.
You don't vomit
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah. But like it just like dramatic character like just slides down.
Well,
and
Eating a yogurt.
yeah.
Woman in movie
No,
moment.
it didn't matter. Nothing changed. He's
why are we not killing that changeling?
he's
What do you think made the sound of the thing he was talking to?
The wind, the mine settling,
No.
the tectonic plates
No.
shifting, maybe. It's a dragon, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh shit!
The one who made that big ice cave that we were in before?
It's a dragon.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. We've come so far. We've done so much, and it doesn't matter. He still has everything that he needs.
Okay, what else did you hear?
It doesn't.
We don't need to talk about
It doesn't
that
matter.
here now.
Let's get her
We
down.
can't do anything.
What is that changeling
We
there?
can't,
Let's
we
get
can't
down
do
the
anything.
mountain and talk about it later.
He killed Rock.
I'm aware of that. Do you think we can kill him and a dragon at the same time?
We can wait for him to come out.
No, we can't. When he comes out, that dragon will probably come with it.
You guys don't think he went out that way. I think
There's
there's
also
another.
Didn't you say you felt wind in there?
He
There's more
left,
than one way
he
in that
left
cave.
a different way, but it doesn't.
Can you climb? Can you climb?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
She's also in no condition to be fighting anything right now. I know it upsets you.
Let's go.
We have
Now.
to make a survival.
This is our chance to get him.
And die in the process. Not.
Fine.
We'll find the other way that he's taking and track him.
They're not here. The sons, they're not here. They're far away.
All the more
We're not
reason
gonna
that we
find
don't need
them
to go back.
because-
Roll a retroactive insight check.
It's extremely good. It's a 25.
You don't know if you believe that the changeling knows where the kids are.
Yeah,
It seemed like he was just like kind of trying to get like leverage or
yeah.
purpose.
He said he had them across the water, and who knows if that's even true. And it could be anywhere. It doesn't matter. We're just.
We'll track him. Let's go.
You don't think they're in the mines though, or you feel like you would know.
Yeah. They're not here. They're just we did one impossible task, and it's just another one. So we're good. I'm good. Does anybody have any alcohol?
I'm
Nothing
going
matters.
to drag this party
Yeah.
down the mountain.
I feel like we're moving while Octavia's having this moment.
Yeah,
Do
because
you think she's moving, or do you think she needs the second because she's
I've been
unstable?
towing you
She-
along already.
she not great, but like will walk. Just
You nodded when I asked you if you could climb down.
yeah. But kind of
And
does this kind of
first little bit
rambling.
is
Yeah,
easy enough.
this same kind of rambling though. But just
It's up to you how much you convey of the conversation, how much of the.
difficult to piece together for the first several minutes.
I didn't imagine we were going to get anything useful until we got back to the tavern in private.
Yeah, everybody roll me a dexterity saving throw for back down the mountain. This is a little less about speed and a little more about
making sure we don't fall
It's a
down and
17.
And you get a little disadvantage. I'm sorry.
die. 15.
Uncharacteristically, Alabroth's seething, angry right now.
25.
My dex is fantastic.
Wait, what was yours?
17 with 16 plus 1.
My dex is fantastic, so 15.
How can I say?
Plus 7 for a saving throw.
Hey, mine too.
You guys are agile. Agile people. What was your
Al's
con? I'm
anger is
sorry.
fueling
15.
his
Okay,
dexterity.
yeah. Without an issue and fairly quickly, you guys descend the mountain and you make it back
Which hooligan cat is that?
That's Rizzo.
at like sunset-ish, maybe a little after. You were winding up for the day, so after sunset. But
Okay.
what do you do?
Do we know if the magic shop is still open?
I'm gonna make the executive decision that I'm not letting y'all go to the magic shop today.
No, I don't. Rana doesn't want to. Rana's more worried about Octavia.
Like, maybe
I-
not put her in an impulse.
Uncharacteristic,
Exactly.
I'm not concerned with Octavia right now. I am
I mean-
seething furious. Like Al's, y'all probably haven't seen Al mad. He is furious right now.
Yeah, I feel like that tracks. Are you making any effort to hide that? I feel
No.
like he wouldn't.
No,
Like,
not this time. No.
Yeah, you guys see it, and probably only the two of you noticed in particular because Albroth not being concerned about Octavia is new. Like,
He's probably just sitting there
anybody
like just rubbing his holy symbol like.
is too distracted to notice as much, and it's just makes you grateful for his day to day, but also like. But you guys make it down. You get back. You can choose to stay at the inn. You can choose to not decide that yet and go to Albroth's home. You can go to the fancier. It's up to you what you guys want to do.
I storm towards the magic shop.
I'm following Elroth.
I am going to take Octavia to Alabroth's house because it's safe. The head of the guard is there. That feels like a better option than to the inn because she might feel safer with the leader of the guard there.
We've also presumably checked out of the room, so
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was plenty of vacancy, but like you don't have a thing where you're paid for rooms there. And
yeah.
I'm offering my hand to like help steady you as a person.
Looks a little bit confused, and then we'll go ahead
oh,
and
that's
take
such
it.
a sweet backwards like, moment.
But less like a ladylike and more just
Latch.
yeah.
Although we
She-
learned
Like you're
Goes a little bit voice of experience. Goes after that goes catatonic and like just will do anything you ask, but just
Yeah.
You
also,
don't know if it's better or worse. Like,
Yeah, but also Ember.
also from
Also, I almost forgot. Ember is also there with the king.
Mhm.
Ember can help. Like, not saying that like anything mean. It's like just a
this is Kath saying you're correct.
okay.
Amber can help. Sometimes she makes it worse.
I mean,
But
I
she
don't
can at
did
least
make Octavia cry.
understand it, like most of the
I
time.
don't think Ember can make this one.
Probably not.
Oh, Al's like,
She could try. So you guys that went towards the magic shop, Alabroth, roll me a pure luck check.
pure luck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just, there's no modifier. Roll a d20, tell me what you get.
2.
The magic shop is closed. When you get there.
Damn.
I get there and just.
They went out of business.
Elroth.
We had him.
We didn't. We had a dragon. But
And we ran.
yes. He's using another entrance. We're gonna find where he's coming in and we're gonna track him. We are going to get him. You know these mountains.
I swore that I would bring him to justice. He's toyed with us, slandered our name, and taken a father from his child and wife for no reason. And now kidnapping someone else's children?
I don't know whether he was actually doing that, but the only way to find out is to find him.
And we've lost the opportunity.
We haven't. What we've done is we've kept ourselves from getting killed today. We can't avenge Rock if we're dead. That changeling was hard enough to fight when it was all four of us and just him. We're better now, but that dragon is not something we could have handled and taken him at the same time.
I just want to get my hands on him.
We were in there before. We know that there's a source of wind in there. There's somewhere else that he's coming in because he didn't follow Octavia. We're going to figure out where he's coming in. We're going to go up the mountain. We're going to figure out where he is coming in and out. We're going to track him down and we'll bring him to justice. Do you want to call Pebbles? Send him a message.
No.
Okay.
I feel shamed.
You shouldn't. There's no shame in surviving to hunt him down.
You're all right, my friend. You're all right. I don't like it, but you're all right. Fine. Fine. Let's return to my home.
Ronnie, roll me a perception check. Don't get a crazy high roll because it's not that good.
20.
You did.
You see about 10 seconds after the roaring that Alibroth was doing, you see a wooden shutter kind of open up. And a very short face look between slats. It looks like probably a halfling. And then and they look at you, they panic, just up. And you're like, oh yeah, that tracks. Somebody standing at the front door making that noise is not great.
So, a fair question. Do you want to go somewhere where we can blow off some steam before you rejoin your family?
That might be appropriate.
That might be a good idea.
What did you have in mind?
Well, we can see if there's a fight going on.
Would you like to go to a fight?
I don't remember whether or not you could get drunk.
It takes quite a bit, but
Well,
it is entirely possible.
We do. We have Alibroth can get drunk now money.
You know, Captain America can get drunk, right?
That's true.
I guess.
You know, and you can explain if you want, that some of the places you've gone you've gone to Frostbite Alley, which is the fighting pits. You've been to, there's a Temple of Hamet in the city that you go to sometimes. It's a quiet, small place. I don't know what he's wanting right now. And of course, you know, various taverns and stuff. You know, you can make it to your families before dinner if that would help, but you don't have to. So it's up to you.
Yeah, Al's probably feeling just like a little shamed right now. And probably fighting would probably help. So.
That seemed like the thing that would blow off the most steam.
And he's probably calmed down a little bit more. And thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Not that you had anything to thank me for.
We'll get to know, right?
Yes.
Do you guys plan to go see a fight? Do you plan to go try and have a fight? Do you
At this point,
try to get word to them or no?
Octavia needs to go. Let's go check out and see what's happening at the fight.
We're gonna go see what's happening at the fights, and if Alibroth is feeling ready to to brawl with someone, he can, but Ronnie's just there to spectate because
Maybe they'll have a
he's chilling.
maybe they'll have a big magic hammer with fire damage. Ooh, this would go nicely.
I think everything where I explained how the scheduling works got deleted, and I don't know where my notes are off the top of my head. You can definitely see a fight tonight. I'm gonna say Alabroth has missed qualifiers for a magic fight tonight. He can do melee if he wants to brawl. You know that at the very top of the melee is where Ember and
The Tabaxi
Sylvie were hanging out. But he can do a fighter game and get as far as he can if he wants.
I'm pissed. I don't want to go up against Ember. Hold up.
Or Sylvie, if we're being honest.
Actually, yeah. I mean, the number one,
Yeah,
number two.
they were pretty even.
I don't know. Yeah, I probably still go. I'm probably still needed, so I probably would anyway. I'll just do channel divinity on myself quickly after the fight.
So you guys get there. You can sign up for the qualifier for like a melee, and then you have about half an hour before it starts. There are couriers you can send to them if you want them to get told, but by no means you have to. Octavia can chill and make it relax.
Oh yeah, I walk right up to the paper.
You tear through it a tiny bit, and the guy's like, it's a half goblin, half humanoid, so kind of like a bigger goblin, but like the ears aren't proportionally bigger, and so just kind of smaller, just an odd looking fellow with one of those scars and missing one eye down here, and he looks at you and he goes, "This is just for fun. The fighting is just for fun. We don't kill a lot of people."
We're just here to blow off some steam. Nothing too dangerous.
Roll a persuasion check. He's eyeing angry big
That's a nat
dude.
20.
That is at least
Plus
your
two.
third of the session.
This thing is amazing.
May I roll that real quick?
No, don't
you
let her
can't
touch it.
curse
Don't let her touch it.
He,
I mean,
So that's a 22.
so he's like, for a second, he looks skeptical, like he doesn't know like what you're going to do if he gets out of hand. But then he clocks the breeze around you and is like, maybe I don't understand everything about this. And then he sees the Bahamut symbol and he's like, okay. You are charged, I think, a gold for the entry fee. Do you want, we can play this out, or you can just we can roll to see if you win, and it's up to you.
If I want to see a scrap, that's really up to y'all. I know we've been going a while. Y'all want to see a scrap or what?
It's up to you.
Let's go.
Okay. That's where we're going to end this session.
I
I mean, we could have done the very short version, but it'd be more fun to do it. That's where we're going to end this session, and it's not going to be 6 months before the next one.
Yeah.
It's always good.
With any luck, we're taking every precaution with our health, as should you. And that's why sometimes it's been a wait. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Check out our stuff everywhere. And as we always like to say around here,
Keep on learning.